Hello everyone! We are 81% into a level 1 hype train, so that's nice. Thank you everyone. Let me get to all these bits messages, and then we'll continue with our episode of Chud Watch. St. Henry, thank you for subscribing with a 4-month streak, says hey hey. Hey hey to you as well. Mark81, thank you for subscribing with Prime. 7 month with a 2-month streak. Lavender Amberly with 200 bits, thank you. Was that it? No. Schwip Schwap Schwap 32 with 100 bits. Good evening. Evening to you as well. And yeah, I think that's, we're up to date. So thank you, everyone. Yeah, I'm early because later Jake and I are doing a PO unboxing, and I want to, you know, be done before then. So I wanted to start a little bit early today. So, yeah. Didn't quite get to the level 1 hype train. That's okay, though. We've been doing very well on hype trains lately. They can't all be level 5s, you know? So let's see what we're taking a look at today. We have, oh boy, we have a wonderful song about Trump from this lady, if you remember. Blackwing River says, first time catching one of these live. I'm glad you could make it. Welcome. We have Ryan Dawson, who I'm not overly familiar with, but is an alt-writer talking about a variety of issues. Trump vetoing the spending bill. This is, of course, prior to him signing it today, or was it last night? I don't remember. Either way, he ended up signing it. So he'll be talking about that, and also a cure for COVID. I think he's just shitposting, though, so we'll take a look at that. We have a new video from Cowboy Joe, because I guess these people just won't stop in terms of the denial. We have a video from Bryson Gray, the MAGA rapper, who is still on board the Trump train, even though he lost the election over a month ago. So we're going to see him get pretty desperate. Will the unboxing be live? It will. It'll be over on our YouTube channel, Hannah and Jake. It'll be live tonight at some point. Sticks and Hammer 666, talking again about splitting the Republican Party by starting a new Patriot Party. There's a new episode of Snortlings Hollow. There's a new video from the Conservative Brothers about the lawsuit that some Republican senators have brought against Pence to try and get him to basically declare Trump the winner. And then we have that PragerU video where they defend Robert E. Lee statues and all that stuff. So we'll take a look at that. I don't know if we're gonna do we have time for MAGA Cope today? Maybe we do. As long as I do it quickly. Crimson Omega with 25 bits. I missed the choo-choo, but I messaged you on Twitter, but you should check out Tim Henderson on YouTube. He's definitely an interesting watch. Okie dokie. I'll keep it in mind. I'll try and check that message out when I get a chance. Do we have any confirmation that the Conservative Brothers are in fact brothers? I mean, I didn't do a DNA test, so I have no way of confirming that. Didn't get a chance to eat today, so we're hot pocket princessing it up today. PragerU's Twitter is just sad. It's more annoying. It's propaganda. I just dripped Diet Coke all over myself. I'm very dexterous. I have a very high dex rating. I have a +5 to my dex modifier. What kind of Hot Pocket? Pepperoni pizza. Okay, I guess let's start off with some MAGA Cope. We're just gonna get right into it, because I got a lot of stuff to go through today. We're probably gonna have to drop some stuff. I'm not sure which videos are gonna get bumped, but some almost certainly will. Sorry for the ASMR. I'll try to not. So MAGA Cope. So MAGA Cope has gone into overtime. We're a month past the election. And they're still denying that Biden won, despite... Hold on, let me double check something real quick. Yes, it does indeed seem that Joe Biden has won the election, not only in terms of course, the predicted results of the Electoral College, but at this point, the Electoral College has already met, casted their votes, and it turned out exactly this. There were 0 faithless electors this election, which means technically, Joe Biden got more electoral votes than Trump, because there were 2 faithless electors against Trump last election. Which is fun. But irrelevant. So, on the 6th, Congress will be meeting to certify the election results. Michael Pence is, ceremonially in charge of that. But there's really nothing he can do. He's not gonna, change the results. In fact, there are some Republicans who are, in fact, suing Pence today because they want him to just declare Trump the winner, even though he didn't get the electoral votes. As it turns out, that's not how anything works, so good luck to them if they try to do that. Let's see. 4chan post. How many of you donated to stop the steal and got nothing out of it? I donated nearly $200 and I feel like a fool right about now. Got nothing out of it. What did you expect? It was a donation, not an investment. This person says should have bought bullets. Yikes. Oh, these are great. These are beautiful. I'm gonna print this out and put it on my wall. Look at that. You think they were all white in the first draft, and then the person was like, wait a minute, I better throw a couple non-white people in there. Otherwise, they're gonna say I'm racist. Oh, there's a kid, too. There we go. I'm just gonna hover on this one for a minute so we can all appreciate it. No. These are all good. These are all so good. Look at that. Trump's like an old-timey 1930s footballer. See, I know this one is fake because Jesus is holding a round earth, and as Nathan Thompson has us all know, the earth is clearly flat, so. Wow, just on Fox News with Tucker Carlson, more political Democrats and liberals bullshit that Biden and his AR pick and all of the Democrats now want to persecute our President Trump and his whole family on a trumped-up charges just to prevent him from running for president in 2024. And that is all about, I don't care on what you all have to say, President Trump will always be my president, and I'm still going to vote for him again in 2024. Now, who is going to have big balls to join me? This has to be satire. Up to and including the balls having an apostrophe for absolutely no reason. Come on. That's too good. That's too good. So you can't breathe in your mask? Maybe that's because you're a liberal pussy. Some soy boy tried to tell me that reality is what can be observed and measured. What a load of crap. The fact that we can't see the fraud evidence is all the proof that fraud is absolutely real and it's being covered up. The lack of evidence is all the evidence I need. Brilliant. Oh no, it's QAnon, JFK Jr. faked his own death conspiracy. MSG to the deep state. Hello, my name is JFK Jr. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Oh god. Oh no, it's Michael Pence as Thor. He would probably find this sacrilegious. Do you think Pence doesn't like the Avengers because it depicts the Norse god Thor being real? This is gonna be great. They're already starting to turn on Pence a little bit. It's gonna be beautiful on the 6th when he reads off the, electoral votes, and it goes to Biden, because it will. Because there's absolutely no mechanism for them to steal the election from Biden. The MAGA rage against Pence is gonna be pretty fantastic. I'm excited for that one. Fight for Trump, January 6th. We're coming. I'm genuinely concerned because a lot of MAGA people, joking aside, it is fun to make fun of this stuff, but they're supposed to be doing rallies in DC on the 6th when the Electoral College votes get certified by Congress. They're gonna certify for Biden because Biden won the election. There's gonna be MAGA riots. They're gonna destroy Washington, D.C. Maybe not. I hope I'm wrong, but it feels to me like they're gonna do some stuff. At least some of them.
Nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Oh, Baja, thank you for gifting a sub. Nice. Fact check is the new socialist tool for lying, cheating, censoring, and oppression. Standard red fascism. If you find yourself in opposition to the facts, and facts themselves become your enemy, perhaps you're on the wrong side. Why did President Trump sign the COVID relief bill? I'm so confused and disappointed. We get 600 while illegals get 1,800. I don't know where they're getting that nonsense. Not to mention all the other insane parts. I'm so angry I can't hold a decent conversation right now. I have a feeling they don't really hold very decent conversations either when they're not mad, but okay. That's just part of the bill. He's now redlining and eliminating a lot of wasteful spending in the spending bill. It's two separate bills. I'm pretty sure redline vetoing hasn't really been tested. I don't think that's a thing you could do, but good luck. I don't always get impeached, but when I do, I get re-elected. Hold on. Oh, no, he doesn't. Weird. I can't believe a meme lied to me. This has never happened before. Here's a car that says, Trump was re-elected November 3rd, 2020. Fat lady ain't singing. Can you imagine this being your whole personality? That's a shame. I hope they have a handicap placard on their car somewhere because they're in a handicap space. Oh no, for $40 on Eventbrite, someone has organized a bus from Maryland to Washington, D.C. for the Trump 2021 inauguration. Are they gonna get their money back when it's clear that it's already clear, but when it becomes clear to these people that Biden is the one being inaugurated? The red line veto has been ruled on and it's unconstitutional? Well, there you go. So it's not even something he can do. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's Donald Trump in American flag pants. With, wow. That's either a ginormous duck or Michael Pence is really tiny. Again, the perspective on this is all kinds of screwed up. Is that a giant duck, or is that a tiny Michael Pence? Because Michael Pence is like, in front of the duck, it looks like, but he's smaller than the duck. Like, I'm more concerned about Mike Pence. First of all, Mike Pence is not this ripped. He probably does own those pants, though. I just feel like if you're photoshopping this and you take the time, at least get your layers right. The duck layer is above the Kamala Harris layer. You can see the feet is in front of her. Got to get those layers right. It's important. The people who cast votes mean little. The people who count the votes mean everything. Is that a Stalin quote? Not exact quote. It's what's the word? It's basically taking a Stalin quote and rewording it. The owner of 8 Coon's son says it's possible Mayor Bowser will try to shut down DC on the 6th. In such a situation, it will be important to bring enough food, drink, and keep it on hand during the wild rally. And bring a 5-gallon pail with a lid. People aren't going to have a place to poop. Oh, no, I can't make that joke. Coping MAGA already made the Caitlyn Bennett joke. Credit to Coping MAGA. In fairness, that is the easy joke to make. This election is out of control. Dems are trying to steal. I feel sick. I'm with you. This is completely insane. How do we come back? How do we prove they're stealing it? Blockchain quantum voting. I too can do buzzwords. Machine learning quantum ultra intra-person voting. For those of you questioning why he mentioned Mike Pence, it's because Mike Pence and Paul Ryan attempted to take out President Trump back in 2016. Mike Pence is also behind General Michael Flynn getting removed from the White House. I think his convictions are probably more behind it. When President Trump is able to win his second term, he should replace Mike Pence with General Flynn as his vice president. Oh no. This person says, I can't believe what is being said about Mike Pence. He is a godly man, and the prophecies say Trump 2 terms and Pence 2 terms. Oh god. If you find yourself citing prophecy made by someone on YouTube, rethink. Definitely rethink. Who is going to be in DC on January 6th to stand with President Trump? I refuse to work with the mask on, so I'm broke as hell, but I'll probably be at Denver Capitol. That's a good idea. Definitely go broke because you can't put a piece of cloth over your face.
Bombs going off in our city streets, right? And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that we are living in some crazy, dangerous days. God said in the last days, perilous, dangerous times shall be upon us. Bombs going off in our city streets, rioting, looting, a fraudulent election, wars, rumors of wars, crazy international things taking place. I'm telling you, it's happening. God is grabbing this nation by the jugular vein, shaking us out of our apathetic
If he's trying to help Trump, he's probably grabbing the nation by something else.
condition. Pastors need to grow a spine, stop being cowards, open up their churches. Politically, we're in a nightmare of a situation, and yet I'm consoled by all of it. You know why? Because God's proving that what he said was going to happen is happening right this very moment. God predicted it. We're not going to reclaim America politically, but we can reclaim her prophetically. So when the whole world is being burned down and people are literally coming under persecution for their faith, what do? We stand up. That's what we do. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that we are living in some crazy, dangerous days.
Christians and predicting that we are currently in the end times. Name a more iconic duo. Okay. I'm done with the Hot Pocket, so I apologize for all the ASMR. Okay. Has anyone heard anything about Mike Pence being part of the swamp? Lynn was saying something on Parler about him. I just can't believe he would turn against us in America, much less our president. I'm praying this just isn't the truth. Beginning to wonder who to trust. Thanks in advance. I don't think Lynn Wood is trustworthy. Not one bit. I thought he was Trump's legal team. I'm so confused, but thanks for the info. No, he's not. He's working on his own, but he's got some connections with Sidney Powell. Not sure how linked legally they are. It's confusing. Oh, God. That's pathetic. You don't get to do this pose unless you do it right after killing a bunch of Nazis. Just like the people who originally did it did. It's a World War II reference, not a murder reference. Oh, God. Again, making a political candidate your entire identity. It can't just be Christmas. It has to be a very Trump Christmas. I refuse to believe that a 74-year-old Trump with legacy and absolute love of country and the support of a nation majority as well as the world would give up control of the greatest nation on earth into the hands of a communist thief and the corrupt politicians to plunder and destroy all of our lives. Wow, that's a lot to unpack. Someone responds, and end freedom and Western civilization itself. There's simply no feasible way this happens without a fight. I just can't see it. This isn't over, and there's no chance this election is stolen from us. You're right, it wasn't stolen. You lost fairly. God. Dean Browning, who accidentally claimed he was a black guy on the internet once because he forgot to switch to his burner account, says, I'm a straight white cisgender man putting up my Christmas tree and I'm listening to Baby It's Cold Outside with my American flag waving on the front porch. The liberals want to ban all of the above things. Also, Merry Christmas, you triggered bunch. I have a Christmas tree and we put it up listening to Christmas music, and I don't care if you have an American flag on your property. Stop victimizing yourself, losers. No one cares. Oh, here's a goalpost move. This person is pre-moving the goalposts. Biden and Harris will be inaugurated, but I see the hammer dropping right afterwards. Once they officially steal the election, which by definition happens the moment they swear in the oath of office, that seals their fate for justice to come fast and swift via military coup. That's how it works. If the police catch you attempting to murder someone, they can't actually arrest you until you commit the murder. That's how that works. Sidney Powell will handle the civilian aspect of serving justice to those who aren't employed by the federal, state, local, and tribal governments. But tribal government... Oh, God. These people want a Mad Max apocalypse so bad. With Trump as their, like, a Morton Joe. Willfully participated in the election fraud. This covers the fake news talking heads that were complicit. Oh, good. They wanna murder all the media, too. This is straight up Day of the Rope shit. This show is just barely getting started. The good stuff happens post-inauguration day. Remember, we've been under martial law since 21st December 2017 per executive order. No, we haven't. I don't know where they're getting that. Are they maybe conflating a state of emergency with martial law? Because those are different things. Presidents have declared a state of emergency on a variety of topics throughout the years. Some of them are still going. All at once, right? Because they never officially ended. But martial law is a different thing. Martial law is not a state of emergency. This show is just barely getting started. The good stuff happens post-inauguration day. Remember, we've been under... Oh, I already read that part. Stock up on popcorn. Nothing can stop what's coming.
That's
Nothing.
right, capitalistic propaganda.
Sure. The mask is just preparation for the mark. Referring to the mark of the beast. An evangelical Christian end times prophecy thing. And then it's a Beijing Biden meme. Oh, this is a good one, too. Oh. Where we go one, we go all. Memes help win the war. Stay together. And it's Trump and Michael Flynn in a car with a bunch of Pepes. Is it time to shine red-hot light of truth on Chief Justice Roberts, Stephen Meyer, Joe Biden, Obama, Clinton's, Bill Gates, VP Mike Pence, Mark Meadows, Pat Cipollone, Bush 41 and 43, George Soros, Cocaine Mitch, etc.? Where is Jeffrey Epstein when you need him? Oh, what? Can someone please explain to me what's wrong with Pence? And this person says, he was arrested in 2019, assaulting and torturing children, treason, and the whole long list of other federal crimes. You tell me how you don't know this. Replaced with a clone! And then there's two pictures of Pence, and claiming one is a clone and one is the real one. They look like the same guy. Case closed. They must be clones. They look like the exact same person. What other explanation could there be that they look exactly like the same person? I'd rather be apart and free than united under tyranny, such as a confederacy. It's almost like the Confederates were right to fear what the US was becoming. An authoritarian regime willing to kill its own countrymen to retain their tax revenue. You're talking Honest Abe in the North, right? Because that's literally what they did. Again, people going to bat for the Confederacy. Guys, it lasted 4 years. The show Friends lasted longer than the Confederate States of America. So maybe, I don't know, get like a Ross and Rachel flag and make that your identity instead of a government that literally founded itself based on preserving the institution of slavery. That'd be great. Maybe a Central Perk flag. Talk about the one with the monkey. Whatever. Okay, that's probably gonna be the they gotta fuck Biden flag. That's probably gonna be the MAGA cope stuff for the day.
Cool. How much are your Trump shirts?
$20. Alright, sweet.
Bro, how much are your LGBTQ monkeys?
Hey, get out of here. Go.
Then I thought it was open.
I said get out. Let's go.
What was that?
I said don't worry about it. Let's go. Come on, come on.
The real virus is communism. COVID-19 is just how it spreads. Oh, God. Fight hard. Oh, no. This one is horrifying. Okay. I gotta move on, because we got a bunch of stuff to cover. So it's a little bit shorter MAGA cope today, but... Oh, geez. Look at the... Oh, God. Guys, he's a failed one-term impeached politician. He's not Jesus. Please get in touch with reality. It misses you. Okay. Moving on. Hey, guys. You want to hear what's going to be the biggest hit of 2021? Okay. It's a song about President Trump.
Welcome to Dancy Sings Big Singing Channel. This is the 4th Trump cover song made by Dancy Sings Big. It's from a famous Cantonese song, Glorious Years. The links of the other 3 Trump songs are under this video. Please share, like, and subscribe to support Trump. More Trump songs are coming. Thank you. His Twitter calls for election rally. In his past 4 years, he was a victim of tax and witch hunt. What $1 billion have given him is to devote himself to American
$100.
people. Past years have turned procession to losses. There's still perseverance in his bright eyes. He still has vigorous energy to welcome 4 more Trump years, fighting for American people. Struggling fake impeachment and fake news, believing he can make America great. Who else can achieve this? Please don't go away. There's the second paragraph. Please like, share, and support. Subscribe to support Trump. Can we forget the party differences? Hoping on this land there's no political correctness. As long as to keep America core values and put America first for the American people. Past years have turned a billionaire into warrior. There's still toughness in his bright eyes. Today he still has a sharp mind to welcome 4 more Trump years, fighting for America in the swamp. Struggling fake attacks and political tricks, believing he can make America great. Who else can achieve this? Thank you.
Oh look, there's a playlist of 9 Trump songs. We could just do this for the whole stream. No, I'm not gonna do that. I linked it multiple times in chat, guys. You should be able to get it. I know a lot of people are asking for it. Here is the link. It is in the chat. Now stop asking for the link. Okay, some bits messages I gotta get to. Tucker White with 20 bits. Where does the goalpost move to when Punt certifies the election results? They're gonna spend the next 4 years being like, any day now, they're gonna arrest Biden and Harris. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. But Hannah, user first name bunch of numbers on YouTube, said the prophecy predicted Trump was going to win a second term. How can you refute such airtight logic? That's true. We're all doomed. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. Wait, I'm confused. When and where did God say anything about America? It's in the book of George Washington. It's real far in the Bible. It's real far. DGCO, thank you for resubscribing with a 6-month streak. MMO Addicted with 20 bits. Apologies for the ASMR. You do know some people pay for such content. We can treat it as a bonus for us. I know a lot of people don't like it, though. I don't like ASMR of people eating, so I feel bad when I do it. Harry K5 with 20 bits. Hi, Hannah. Today's Monday. You know what that means? As a pro wrestling fan, I'm still screwed up from Saturday's sad news. A lot of wrestlers died young this year. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not a wrestling fan, but I heard a wrestler died. So unfortunate. Sarah Mac 97, thank you for following. Crimson Omega with 25 bits. Ronald Reagan was the mark of the beast to many. Harry K5 with 20 bits. Man, McCarthyism and the Red Scare effed us up. Held us back 50 years, too. Oh, more than that. Tucker White 94. How much do you want to bet that virtually nobody who screeches about communism actually read the Communist Manifesto? Almost no one's read the Communist Manifesto relative to the overall population. I think it's more, the more telling thing would be, I would imagine if you went up to anyone who screeches about communism and you said to them, define communism, they wouldn't be able to do it. They don't even know the definition. Or if you said something even more specific, like what's the difference between communism and socialism? They'd be like, what? Aren't those synonyms? Mag Cargo 202, thank you for following. Lord Necro JZ with 50 bits. She is a voice changer, but she still sounds like garbage. Hey, technology has its limits, okay? Piratawa, thank you for subscribing with a 2-month streak. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. After hearing that song, I'm ready to hop into a bathtub and drop a toaster. Hannah, I hate you for making me know that song exists. Schwip Schwap Schwap 32 with 20 bits. My ears started bleeding when you played that song. The Creeping Darkness with 20 bits. When will she collaborate with Mimsy Moon? I await. I await that day. Maya is bored with 20 bits. I've had just enough vodka for this. It's 4 in the afternoon! In fairness, you could be anywhere in the world. Who knows? Here it's 4 in the afternoon, which is a bit early to be doing the vodka. But you know what? It's the holidays. Whatever. Do you? I don't care. The Profane Priestess with 20 bits. Speaking of Vince McMahon, the CEO of WWE is a union-busting, worker-abusing, narcissistic piece of shit. I endorse that message. Okay. Enough of this lady for today, although, of course, we will return to her in the future, because you gotta. Let's take a look at what Cowboy Joe is up to. Remember Cowboy Joe? He gave us a big ol' yee-haw, and he still thinks Trump won the election. Maya's board says, I'm in Sweden, it's 10 p.m. Oh, you're golden then. You are golden. Those are prime drinking hours.
Cowboy Joe shoots from the hip. And right now, I got a beat on. Cowboy Joe shocks YouTube, President Trump. Cowboy Joe shocks YouTube, cowboys and cowgirls. And it ain't because of this here shirt either. Ain't because I'm wearing this here Christmas shirt, this is a preview coming as track.
That reminds me of the shirt Marty McFly wore when he went back to the Old West. This one? Remember that? Okay. Just saying.
Action. My next video about Merry Christmas.
He's like a cowboy, but like a fabulous cowboy. He looks less like a cowboy and more like what an ice skater would dress up like if they were doing like a cowboy-themed ice skating show.
If you like Cowboy Joe, I want to put a Cowboy Joe videos here on the Cowboy Joe Salvatore channel. Subscribe to the Cowboy Joe channel. Click on the notification bell and give us a thumbs up for old Cowboy Joe. Come on, y'all cowboys and cowgirls. Just for the shirt alone, it's worth it. Come on. Now, shocking. Why do I say Cowboy Joe shocks YouTube? It wasn't just because of the shirt. It wasn't. But apparently, the video content on this channel is so shocking that YouTube has got to give me a strike for my channel.
He probably got a strike for claiming that there was election fraud. You're not allowed to do that on YouTube because it's a lie. You're not allowed to do that. They're cracking down on election conspiracy videos, which I think is probably a good thing. So yeah, Joe's channel probably isn't long for this world because I kind of doubt he's going to be able to not do that and promote conspiracy theories, but we'll see.
They gave me a strike on my channel. Illegitimate, needless to say. But Cowboy Joe got a strike on his channel a few days ago because of two old videos of 4 years ago about the Pizzagate. See, the reason that's shocking is that it's the truth. And the truth shocks old YouTube.
Or you're just promoting unfounded conspiracy theories. Probably that one.
It does. Just like it shocks a lot of other people. The truth hurts sometimes. And so YouTube being a globalist and Marxist type of politically correct platform, as they call it, has given old Cowboy Joe a strike, which means if he gets one more, I got to tell you all, if you don't see no more YouTube videos from me for a while, that's the reason why. Because YouTube's gonna. I think they got it in their minds. It's just a matter of another week or two. They'll go back and find some other video that they want off their so-called platform.
Their so-called, it's a platform. You're on it. You're uploading videos to it. What do you mean so-called platform? If it wasn't a platform, you wouldn't be uploading videos to it.
Because they are afraid of getting sued by the powers that be, or getting taken down by the powers that be. That's what it's about. They can smell it, and the Section 230 is going to be removed. And
I don't think it will. Again, all these people are repeating what Trump said about Section 230 because they don't understand it, right? Section 230, if Section 230 was removed, for one, it would probably destroy basically every online platform out there, which maybe that's what Republicans want because, the online age of information, while it's been pretty devastating in terms of being able to spread misinformation, it has also let us, communicate about things very quickly with one another, which not great for Republicans because they lie constantly. But Section 230 basically insulates companies from content other people put on it, and they're not liable for it. But if they didn't, then they would get even more aggressive with who they allow to post on their platforms. The right wing in this country would be wiped off the face of the internet like that if they remove Section 230, because the right is doing things like promoting dangerous conspiracy theories that radicalize people, straight up calling for things like martial law. Trump himself would be removed from Twitter. Like, Section 230 being removed would be devastating for the internet. It would be terrible.
They're going to get sued, and they don't like the idea of it. So they're cracking down hard on guys like Cowboy Joe and a conservative, and pro-President Trump YouTube channels. That's what it is, basically. They want to eliminate any free speech in the United States of America because, they have to do what China tells them. And China tells them, tell those people to shut up. Oh, YouTube's going to obey. And I like I say, part of it might be, too, that the content here is a little too truthful, and they want to bury the true story. And if they don't do it, then they're going to get a suit against them from some entity or individuals who don't like the fact that they've been called out. The Pizzagate stuff is what they're going after in this case.
Again, because Pizzagate is a completely unfounded conspiracy theory that led at least one individual to go to the pizza place that the Pizzagate conspiracy is about with a gun and hold people captive. Like, you are radicalizing people with this nonsense.
And, 2 videos about Pizzagate protest. A video about Pizzagate protest is what they gave me the strike for. And then another one was about the Pizzagate religion. They took them 2 videos down mainly because they reveal the truth about a nefarious activity by individuals who they have to protect themselves from.
And if I trust anyone to give me information on secret underground societies that have been able to successfully hide themselves for centuries, it's a man in a spangly cowboy outfit in front of a Trump flag. That's where I get my information. What, do you libs get your information from the AP? Spangly cowboy is the only non-fake news, okay? Check your facts.
And these individuals have to protect themselves from the truth and the idea that President Trump, if he gets in for a second term, which he's gonna do, then they are in deep doo-doo. So, you could see what's going on there pretty clear. It's pretty evident. So if y'all don't see no more videos from Cowboy Joe for a while, or look for me over there on Gab or on Vimeo or Parler. I'll be going over there.
I'm shocked. He has a Parler account? What an unexpected turn of
Anything but
events.
inspect this temple of capitalism.
KF Logan 1875. Thank you for raiding with 7 raiders. Welcome, raiders.
Probably if they take me down from here.
Go check out KF Logan 1875 here on Twitch.
But in the meantime, I want to try and keep on making videos here on the boob tube, and it's probably I'd be better off on them other platforms anyway, because more free discussion, no censorship, and politically correct management to do what they do on YouTube. So like I say, if you don't see no more of Cowboy Joe, then you know what happened. Old boob tube, you know, my guess is they already made up their mind and they're just waiting a little.
Does he think, like, people at YouTube are actually looking at his channel? A lot of it's automated. Like, someone might have, I don't know exactly how it works at YouTube. A lot of it's automated, obviously. If he were to appeal, then it's entirely possible someone might look at it for about, 30 seconds. But that's about it. They're not sitting at YouTube in a meeting going, Cowboy Joe with his influential 539 subscribers. We must remove this spangly cowboy man from our website. You're a drop of water in a sea of conspiracy theorists. They don't really care about you as an individual. They care about the group as a whole, and you're a part of it.
A little bit longer so they can make it look like they're reasonable or something. They can't just drag somebody down and although they've done that too. Ask old Alex Jones and a couple other ones, the Doctor of Common Sense. They even did it. They did it to Lifeside News. They're shadow banning all the truth telling channels on this here YouTube. They're doing that as a pattern, and that's because, like I say, they don't want President Trump's message to get out, and they don't want to be pursued by the government or their own masters, who will put the screws to them if they don't take down the video.
He's talking himself in circles. He's just repeating himself. Is he okay?
Any number of them things are going on. So anyway, like I say, that's why it's shocking to YouTube, because they're afraid. You gotta understand, a small channel like this here, 539 subscribers, that's all I got. That was the last time I looked anyway. And they're so afraid of that small little old cowboy. And that's how weak-minded they are and how weak they really are. Think about it. It ain't like I got 539,000 subscribers, but they got to go after you anyway, because that's how scared they are, how afraid they are. And that's why they will lose in the long run. I don't know why they can't figure that out. The fear in them is so great. It has to be to be that ridiculous, for one little old guy, one little old cowboy, and they got to go after him because he's telling the true story, and they know it. And they're afraid of the truth coming out. That's what this is all. That's what the other 2 videos that gave me the strikes were about. They're about telling the true story, and about exercising the First Amendment rights of freedom of speech. That's guaranteed by the Constitution. What they're doing is unconstitutional, illegal, and they know it. And their 230, the Section 230, which protects them from lawsuits, is going to get taken away. They know that too. They can smell it coming. And so they're doing what they do, But they're on the losing side of history, like Facebook and Twitter, They lost.
The best argument against anyone is saying their name but slightly changed to be insulting. That's always the sign of a really strong argument.
There's nothing
But
funny about
Biden
the
lost the
tools of
election.
capitalism.
Biden lost the election big time. He cheated, and He lied
Hold on, let me double check. No, Biden won the election. Glad I could correct that for him.
and he stole.
Maybe they haven't gotten news of the election results out there in the Old West. The cowboy or the Pony Express hasn't made it his way yet with news of the election.
And they're doing the same thing, you know, by censoring channels like Cowboy Joe and Cowboy Joe in particular. They have, you know, they've shown who they really are. And that's unfortunate. We should pray for them.
Enlid made the same joke as me.
Because they need
Or I made the same
prayers,
joke as them.
like
They probably
everybody
posted
else.
it first.
Including old
I'm
Cowboy
terribly
Joe.
unoriginal.
Anyway, if y'all like this content, like I say, subscribe to the channel, click on the notifications bell, give us a thumbs up, beat that YouTube algorithm, and we'll keep on being the, you know, Cowboy Joe will be the voice of freedom on YouTube. That's what this channel's about, voice of freedom. So be free, live free or die, stay free. This here's Cowboy Joe. Shocking to YouTube, and shooting from the hip.
It doesn't even edit out the grabbing for the camera to turn it off.
That's right, capitalistic
Interesting.
propaganda.
I'm gonna like my own comment, because I'm a narcissist. Okay? I kind of wonder if he'll respond. I know he responds to people's comments. Oh, Chozo Lore has also. There you go. I'll like your comment, too. Okay, moving on. Let me get to some bits messages. Blackwing River with 20 bits will return to her later. Weak, strangled. No. Butterfiend69 with some
That's
bits.
right,
These
capitalistic
people have no
propaganda.
idea in their mind that a multi-million-dollar corporation inherently cannot be Marxist. Yeah, they don't know what any of these words mean. Tiger White 94 with 20 bits. Hannah, tell me we're going to look at this PragerU gem. It's too juicy to pass up. Is it the slavery one? Because we are definitely looking at that one. Let me see if I can find the link that you posted. It's a while back. Yep, I have this one pulled up already. We were going to do that a little bit later. Thank you, though, in case I hadn't had it. Thank you for the reminder. Harry K5 with 20 bits. These two groups that hate Section 30 are media companies and Republicans. I don't think media companies like, probably like CNN and stuff, sure. KF Logan 1875, thank you for rating again. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. Wait, I forgot. Who won the election again? Looks like Sleepy Joe Biden beat one-term loser, impeached President Donald Trump. Sparky5202, thank you for following. Castrix Defiance, thank you for following. Webster7765, thank you for resubscribing. With a 6-month streak, 6 months already. Wow, thanks for all the great content. Thanks for watching it. Tiger White 94 with 20 bits. Boy, this cowboy just radiates charisma. Oboom, thank you for following. Dan Eater, thank you for following. The Shadow Witch with 20 bits.
There's nothing funny about
Hannah.
the tools of capitalism.
Yeah, Hannah Pocket. You're a hot Hannah Pocket. Woo boy. You're doing a yeah, Hannah Pocket. Yeah, you're a Hannah Pocket. Woo boy. Burn, cause that's a mean one. That's how this works. Channel totally destroyed. True. I'll never recover. Griffin Girl, thank you for the 20 bits. Harry K5 with 20 bits. And then afterwards, watch a Prager YouTube poop. Oh, God. I don't like the YouTube poops. And then Crimson Omega with 2-month streak. Glad to be around, my dude. Tips Fedora. Thank you. Let's see. What are we going to do next? Let's do the PragerU thing. So recently PragerU, and I tweeted about this, PragerU put out a video about why Robert E. Lee is actually just the bestest. So let's take a look.
Who was Robert E. Lee? Statues of great historical figures, like Robert E. Lee, are being torn down across America.
Oh
Here's-
no, not the statues of people who fought to preserve slavery, the horror.
Some facts about Lee that remind us why his statue should remain.
Also, this is fun. A lot of people might think that, like, statues of these people are, like, I don't know, over 100 years old. Like, maybe they were put up right after the Civil War during Reconstruction or something. No, they weren't. Most of the statues that you see of, like, Civil War generals and stuff like that were put up in either the 1920s and 30s, with the rise of, like, the KKK and stuff, and then many of them were put up during the 1960s in response to the Civil Rights Movement. So, yeah. We know exactly what the statues are for.
Robert E. Lee was connected to George Washington through his father, Light Horse Harry Lee, Washington's cavalry commander, and his wife, Martha Washington's great-granddaughter. Lee's home at Arlington House was...
Am I supposed to be impressed that he's related to George Washington? I don't care who someone's related to. He fought to preserve slavery. And also George Washington also owned slaves. So...
just 10 miles from Washington's Mount Vernon. Today, it is the site of Arlington National Cemetery. After 30 years of military service, Lee led U.S. Marines to crush the attempted slave rebellion by radical abolitionist John Brown.
Am I supposed to hear that Robert E. Lee crushed a slave rebellion and think, wow, good job, by radical abolitionists? All these radical abolitionists wanting people not to be enslaved. I do not care. In fact, I'm very happy if slaves rose up and killed their slave owner masters. I don't care. Good. They were slave owners. If people, and these are the same people, by the way, that will claim, like, oh, the government collecting taxes and providing services to people, that's oppression, that's socialism. But when we're literally talking about someone owning another person, a group of people, and then those people who are being subjugated rising up against these people, then they're radical abolitionists. It's almost like it's always been about race. Weird.
In October 1859, 21 co-conspirators had seized a federal armory, and all of them were killed or captured, including John Brown, who was tried and hanged for treason.
Am I supposed to be like, yay? No! If someone is trying to, like, overthrow the institution of slavery, I'm on that person's side. Surprise!
Lee deemed slavery a moral and political evil in any country.
Which is why he stopped a slave rebellion. Weird how that works. And also, if you say, like, slavery bad, and then you go and fight for a country that seceded specifically to keep the institution of slavery alive, I don't care what words you said, your actions speak louder than those words.
But considered it a greater evil to the white man than to the black race, since blacks are immeasurably better off here than in Africa.
Ah! It's like white man's burden shit.
Opposing secession, Lee foresaw no greater calamity for the country than a dissolution of the Union. But when Virginia seceded in a close vote, Lee resigned his commission. Despite offers to command Union forces, Lee opted to organize the defense of his native state.
So he's a hypocrite. So he's a loyalist sack of shit that instead of standing up for his own beliefs, decided to go and work for a country that seceded to keep slavery a thing. Great. What a great guy.
After 4 years as Confederate commander, Lee became an icon of reconciliation upon his surrender. As president of Virginia's Washington College, he favored education for freed slaves but opposed their right to vote.
You're giving me reasons why I don't like him. You're giving me reasons why I don't like him. Opposing their right to vote is bad.
Lee died from a stroke in 1870 and is buried beneath Lee Chapel in what's now Washington and Lee University. His legendary warhorse Traveler rests in a plot nearby.
Build a statue to the horse. Fuck Robert E. Lee. At least the horse had to haul Lee's fat ass around, right? It was doing something. Robert E. Lee just sounds like a fucking cunt. Like, what in that video are supposed to make me like him? Here, and don't think it's just like, oh, just here's a general education video about Robert E. Lee. The title that they put is Statues of Robert E. Lee are being removed across America, this time at the U.S. Capitol. Here's why Lee's statue should remain. Okay, so he fought to keep slavery as a thing. I don't care what he said about it. He did that. He stopped a slave revolution, an uprising, whatever you want to call it, and he opposed the rights of black people to be able to vote. These are things I'm supposed to be like, yay, build a statue. Mask is coming fully off for these idiots. What assholes. Seriously. I cannot believe they posted this. Absolutely ridiculous. Moving on. Bit messages. Dragonfly with 20 bits, first time actually watching it, you know. CB23 with 100 bits. I'm at work, so I can only listen, but just wanted to say thank you for helping me know the facts and that they don't care about my feelings. Schwip Schwap Schwap 32 with 20 bits. Robert E. Lee was impersonated by Eric Cartman in a South Park episode. That's usually not a good sign in terms of character and or values. Dr. White 94 with 20 bits. FYI, the U.S. took Lee's home in Arlington and buried the dead Union soldiers there as a middle finger to Lee. I Eat Dots, thank you for following. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. By the way, in the same video, PragerU praises Robert E. Lee for both putting down a slave rebellion and leading a rebellion. Yeah. Enlid with 20 bits. Hannah, here's a video to consider for around New Year's Eve. It's a Y2K survival guide with Leonard Nimoy. I'm actually aware of that. I'm familiar. That would be fun for a New Year's stream. Harry K5 with 20 bits. Replace those statues with John Brown to really trigger them. Ooh, that would be good. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. By the way, that Robert E. Lee quote about slavery is, quote, a moral and political evil is out of context. The full context quote is much worse. That doesn't shock me. Obo1 with 100 bits. PragerU logic. Americans had slaves. Germans came over to help start the abolitionist movement. Germans were also Nazis. Slaves are American. Abolishing it is the same as Nazism. QED leftists. Harry K5 with 20 bits. It makes me sad to know I share a birthday with Dennis Prager. However, it makes me happy to know I share one with director Kevin Smith. Canis Stultus with 20 bits. I knew they'd go full mask off at some point, but I didn't think it would be this blatant. Jesus, yeah. I honestly expected that video to be a little more subtle, because I'd seen screenshots, but that was the first time I watched it, like, in full. I thought it was gonna be a little more, like, nuanced than that. It wasn't at all. It was just terrible. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. PragerU had nicer things to say about Robert E. Lee's horse than they did about radical abolitionist John Brown. Harry K5 with 20 bits. I don't know about you, but I have always found naming things after people and making things in their likeness to be creepy. There's always a chance we could find out something wrong about a person. See the recent story of Johns Hopkins University. Yeah. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. While we're on the subject of slavery, is it hypocritical to also defend Abraham Lincoln? He wasn't exactly all for civil rights of black people. I'm not trying to start a flame war, I just think it's kind of an ethical dilemma. I understand what you're talking about. Whenever we're talking about historical figures, especially the further back in time you go, the morals of the day are going to be so different from our modern conception of them that you're always going to find people in the past to be pretty morally repugnant, you know? I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I think the best way to talk about historical figures is to never deify them, right? Like, we can talk about a lot of great things Abraham Lincoln did, but we can also talk about, like, he suspended habeas corpus, which, no, not good. You know, and the things he said when he was running for president, where he's like, I don't think, black people are equal to white people, which apparently later in life, when he became friends with Frederick Douglass, it supposedly shifted, which would be good, but, you know, I don't know. You just need to look at historical figures as the complicated people they are, but at the end of the day, sometimes the scales do tip, right? There are some people that you're just like, you know? Robert E. Lee, I would say, is one of them. Fighting for a country that's entire purpose is to keep slavery as an institution tips those scales. It makes you a cunt. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, there's no coming back from that. Also, there's a recent hate against him because the Indian Wars. Hate to break it to you, but every 19th century president fought Native Americans, even those you like. Yeah. It's a whole thing. Yeah. You gotta look at historical figures as the people they are. Don't look at them as, you know, role models necessarily. Anyway. I put it in the title, so we gotta watch it. Adventures in Snortlings Hollow. There's a brand new episode. Let's take a look. Ooh, that's loud. Sorry.
It's a beautiful day in Snortlings Hollow. We could learn a little something. Would you like to follow?
I actually really like her tattoos, by the way. Those are cool tattoos.
Oh, they're pulling you left, but you might want to go right. Let's take a little trip and it could shed some light. If you don't agree with my point of view, you don't have to make a big to-do. Just watch another video. Who's stopping you? We're not trying to tell you what to do. Today's show is brought to you by the Snortlings Hollow merch shop. Check out my awesome designs that you can't get anywhere else. Link in the description below. Merry Christmas to all.
Someone buy me that Mimsy Moon shirt. Buy merch on Teespring. How much are her shirts? Oh, yes. Someone get me a Mimsy Moon shirt.
To another fantastic episode of Adventures in Snortlings Hollow. I am your hostess with the mostest, Mimsy Moon. And Piper's running fashionably late as usual, but I don't mind because this gives us the opportunity to check out her Christmas decorations. She's always so extra. Let's go! Wow, this looks great! Piper, it's time for the show! I love your Christmas decorations! They're holiday decorations! Oh, damn, sorry. I mean holiday decorations. Thank you very much! So, are you ready for the show? Let's do this! Alright friends, let's welcome Piper to the show! Hello everyone! It's me, Piper! Hey Piper! So, in the spirit of the holidays, I have a joke for you. What did Santa say when he came down the chimney and saw you, your mom, and your sister? What? Ho, ho, ho! What the? Mizzy! Hey, I met your mom and your sister. I think the joke applies.
She just called that puppet's family sluts. Jesus Christ!
Are you sure Santa wasn't talking about you? Well, you definitely got a point there, but I've changed, so give me a little credit. Whatever, Mizzy. Let's just move on to the theme of today's show. So, what's it gonna be? How do you long for the good old days when Christmas was about the birth of Christ? Or how saying happy holidays is for libtards or something. Have you ever heard me say libtards? Yeah, I was kind of liking the first idea. What first idea? I would like to address the topic of the ho-ho-hos. Oh, hell no, Mimsy! You're not going to judge women for expressing their sexual freedom and personal autonomy, are you? Aren't you supposed to be...
Her Christmas episode is gonna be about sex work? Oh, joy.
libertarian leaning or something? What gives you the right to tell people what to do with their bodies? Calm down. I never tell people what to do. What? That's all you do? Not me. I just give my point of view and invite people to decide for themselves what they believe. After hearing different information, if you still believe that being a big ol' hoe is the right choice for you, then by all means, do you, I guess.
Mimsy Moon OnlyFans when?
But keep in mind that there are ramifications for your ramifications. And besides, libertarians don't necessarily believe that people should live their lives free of morals. Only that the government has no business deciding what those morals should be or to be able to enforce them. Okay, so what are you gonna do then? Slut shame women? Yeah, that seems like a good place to start.
Well, here we go.
Seriously? Yeah, seriously. I mean, saying I'm gonna shame people makes me sound like a total jerk, but I don't actually think it's good for people to live without shame. I don't think that all choices, even bad choices, are equal and equally worthy of praise and should always result in equal outcomes. But like I said, if you believe that sleeping around is a good choice and you've made a conscious and educated decision to live your life this way, and you take responsibility for the outcome, you leave children out of it, and the people you interact with are all consenting, I don't have to like it or accept it. It's your business. But if you're listening to my show, you're going to hear my opinion on it. And I think it's bad for individuals and for societies. And if you're a slut, shame, shame, shame.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone actually literally just say, if you're a slut, shame on you. Do you need me to comment on this? What can I say? Okay.
What the hell? Weren't you a hooker? I mean, a sex worker? Actually, Piper, I prefer adult entertainer. Nah, I was a hooker. I ain't gonna front.
I love this episode.
In times like this, I'm glad my husband doesn't watch my shows. But if you ever do, sorry babe, but you knew what I was before you got with me, so. Yeah, not only was I a hoe, but I was a slut too. And I think that if anything, it gives me more of a right to talk about this subject and not less. Oh, gross! Nobody wants to hear about this. You're old. Hey, I wasn't
I would like to hear about this, please.
always old.
Shut up, puppet. We want to hear about it.
Oh yeah, you used to be hot. What happened?
Wow, the self-deprecation. Mimsy, you don't have to self-deprecate about this.
And anyways, I've changed my ways. What about you? What about me? I'm still young and hot. I'm gonna have a good time. And speaking of having a good
That puppet fucks.
time, what's up with Milo? Oh, I was waiting for you to bring him up. I see the way you looked at him when you see him in the neighborhood. I don't think that feeling's mutual, though. Please, he totally wants this. The only reason he's salty now is because I rejected him in high school. I could have him anytime I want him.
The puppet is over 18, so it's fine. You can fuck that puppet if you want.
You think so, huh? Oh, I know so. Okay, then. Well, aren't you going to tell me why I can't? No, you can. But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Here comes the slut shaming. Piper, you know that actions have consequences. So if you decide that you want to be promiscuous, I think the negative opinions of others are the least of those consequences. Would you like to hear some of the rest? No! Okay then, I guess that's it for today's show. Bye, friends! Ha ha! Okay, go ahead and tell us your stupid opinions. At least hear me out before you say that they're stupid. Just go! Okay, well, I'm fully aware of the hate I'm gonna get for this, but I believe the points I'm about to make are valid and deserve to be heard. As always, I invite you to listen to different opinions and make up your own minds. The biggest problem that I have with hoes is that I believe that they're one of the biggest contributors to the decline of America as we know it.
You hear that? If you like to do the fornication, you are destroying Western civilization, okay? This degeneracy must cease, okay? All these feet pics that you're selling on your OnlyFans. This is the fall of Western civilization, okay? If Rome had invented OnlyFans, it would have fallen centuries sooner, okay? Come on.
In other words, you think we got issues? Blame it on the hoes. How dare you? That's total crap. Everyone knows that we can trace...
That's true. Baja Blast says we destroyed American civilization last night. That's not all you destroyed.
all of the problems in our country back to straight white men and the patriarchy. You can't blame women for anything. Oh, sure I can. Well, if you want to get down to the root of it, you can blame it on liberal ideas like the sexual revolution that normalize and glamorize sleeping around as women's empowerment and freedom when it's really anything but. I'm sure women were sleeping around before the sexual revolution. Well, sure, but not as many. I'm talking about a statistical rise here. Oh, so the
Mimsy, if you don't want to sleep with a bunch of people, and I think you're married now, or at least you have a long-time boyfriend, I'm not sure. None of my business. That's fine. That's great. But the thing is, you can't control other people, and I know you're saying, you're not trying to tell other people what to do, but implicitly, when you talk about other people's behavior this way, you are kind of telling them, that behavior is bad. And if you're gonna claim that, sleeping around is bad, then you need to evidence that. As long as people are being safe and engaging in consensual behavior, it's not really anyone's business, and if you're gonna claim that it's, the decline of American civilization, that's a pretty bold claim that you need to evidence, right? And I'm sure you'll be like, oh, divorce rates are higher, or marriage rates are down, or STD rates, whatever it happens to be. Okay, but, there are consequences to people's freedom, and I also don't think people being able to divorce or choose not to get married is a bad thing. In the past, people were, forced by society into marriages that they probably weren't very happy with. I think this is why a lot of boomer humor is I hate my spouse. It's not a good thing. Equating marriage to inherently being a good thing for everyone is part of the problem.
Statistic of women having fun and not having to feel ashamed for their natural desires increased, and that's a problem for you? Yeah, because that's not the only statistics that have increased. In the 1960s, only about 9% of children were living with single parents, and now it's around 33%. So what? We don't need none. Maybe you don't, but kids do. The single biggest determining factor on a person's success in life is whether or not they had both a mother and a father in the home.
Okay, Mimsy, you can't control what other people do, though. Again, would it be nice for people to grow up in two-parent households, regardless of the gender of the parents? Sure, it would probably be better. You have a bigger support system. You have multiple people helping with, bills and stuff. I completely agree. But you can't tell people what to do. What is your cure for this? Just telling people to not fuck isn't going to work. It just isn't, because people like to fuck. So what exactly is your cure here?
And who determines what success is? Conservatives? Well, what I mean is that people who come from single-parent homes are much more likely to do drugs, go to prison, live in poverty, and become single parents themselves. Life is difficult enough without putting 33% of our population at a big disadvantage.
Maybe we should have support systems for single parents then, and ensure that, like, some other countries have federally funded childcare, which is a huge expense for parents, making sure that if they have low income, they have social safety nets to ensure that those kids have the best potential outcomes. You know, things that a developed country should do for its populace instead of spending money on bombs.
Wait a minute! Aren't we off topic? I thought you wanted to slut-shame women. Now you're just attacking poor single mothers. How do you think a lot of single mothers are created? You go out hoeing around and you get pregnant. The dude who knocked you up doesn't want to marry a hoe, so there you go, single mom. You're blaming women? What about the guy? Well, men aren't blameless in this either. They shouldn't seek out hoes to sleep with because they're making them think that this behavior is okay. Oftentimes a woman is not just sleeping with a guy simply because she's horny. She thinks that sex is how she's gonna get the guy hooked and make him fall for her.
That's stupid. That's stupid if someone thinks that.
And guys often take advantage of this. But y'all are just hurting and enabling each other because now guys are just free to be losers and deadbeats. These guys know they're still gonna get laid. So ladies, when you just give it away so freely, we're doing men a great disservice. It's our job to bring out the best in men. It's one of the
Oh, God. Ugh. It is not the job of an entire gender to try and make the other gender better. No. No.
We need each other.
You're not a support class, let's put it that way.
So, if you're a hoe, you can stop wondering what happened to all the good men, because you're what happened to them. Well, I can't wait to see your comment section after this shit gets out. Are you honestly saying that single mothers are all hoes? Of course I'm not making such a general statement about the entire section of our population. You can never say that all people from any such and such group are all the same way. We're all individuals, and I realize that many women end up in unfortunate circumstances that were beyond their control. Maybe they did everything right and they were a good girl and they got married and all that, and then their husband just like started cheating on them.
She needs to learn not to like move her hand when the puppet isn't talking. She does that, and the puppet's just like
ran out on them or started abusing them or their kids. Or maybe he died. Or maybe two people were in a stable relationship, the birth control failed, and the guy couldn't handle the responsibility, and well, you know, shit happens.
Like, you want to keep the puppet animated even when it's not talking, so it looks like it's, you know, alive and not just animated when it's talking. But you don't want to, like, be doing that. You want to just kind of keep it looking at you when you're doing stuff, maybe move the hand a little bit, but you don't want to be, you know, doing that. People don't walk around doing this.
Or maybe she was the victim of an assault and she bravely decided to keep her baby. I know that many mothers have had to make difficult decisions and they've had to make the most of bad situations. And then they've stepped up to the plate and did a good job of raising their kids, and that their kids have gone on to live good lives. And yes, these women deserve our admiration and respect. But these women are
She set the music too loud.
really the women I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the women like me, the ignorant women. They're all out there slutting around and partying and making bad choices, getting knocked up, having a bunch of partners in and out of their kids' lives and seeing nothing wrong with it. Even expecting to be admired as strong, independent, single mothers.
I wonder how her kids feel about this video. Because she's basically saying their existence fucked her life up. Just curious.
Y'all think you rock? Well, you don't rock.
Again, Mimsy is projecting, and other people are saying this in the chat too, projection. Yeah, she's projecting her profoundly negative experiences onto other people as if one cannot, in a healthy way, have relations with other people in a safe way without exposing oneself to the situations Mimsy was in. Mimsy ended up, like, addicted to meth and a bunch of other stuff. And that's not a typical experience for people, right? Like, I'm sorry you went through all this, Mimsy, I really am, but your experience isn't typical, and you're taking what happened to you and applying it to everyone. Especially the comment earlier about, like, saying, you know, oh, women use sex to try and get men to fall in love with them. It kind of sounds like maybe you were trying to do that, but I don't find that to be typical, at least not to the other women I've talked to. You know, that seems like some sort of really bad misconception you had about sex. I don't think that's typical.
You're hurting yourself, your partners, your kids, and ultimately our entire society. We should stop accepting and even celebrating this type of behavior. So here I am, slut-shaming you. And maybe someone will even hear my message and take it to heart. I'm not telling you to hate yourself. It's not who you are. It's just what you're doing. And you can stop what you're doing right here, today. People often want to justify their bad behavior instead of experiencing self-reflection and admitting their mistakes. It's much easier to make excuses and to blame others than to accept responsibility.
No, Baja, it's okay. I can't get pregnant, so we're not destroying civilization. It's fine.
Responsibility for your own actions. And believe me, I know. Wait, do you hear something? Like what? Like the sound of hundreds of mouse clicks as your viewers decide to go watch something else. Okay, well, maybe it's time to switch gears. Would you like to take an adventure to Snortlings Hollow?
What is this gonna be? Because the second half of the show is they do the puppet thing, they go into the little miniatures, which she's great at making the little minis. I'll give her complete credit for that. The miniatures are always great. Is it just gonna be she's gonna meet a slut? Is she gonna meet a slutty Snortling?
Or maybe a walk down Paisley Lane? Are you asking me if I'd rather be preached to by your daughter or by a bunch of hobbits? I guess I'll take my chances with the Snortlings. At least
they're not hobbits, they look like trolls. Or maybe dwarves without beards.
I'll be able to see my cute little avatar. Okay then, to the lamp. Okay, so...
I'm so jealous of her cloak, it's so good.
Oh, I missed you on my last adventure to Snortlings Hollow. Oh yeah, you said I'd feel kind of weird without Piper here to give me a crazy nickname. So, do you have one for me this time? Yeah, I got a good one. All right, take it away. Ooh, I'm Madam Bingo Wings. Join me on a magical journey to a faraway... Okay, what? Madam Bingo Wings? Are you talking about my fat arms? Bingo! Ah. Okay, so let your imagination be your guide to an enchanted realm beyond your dimension. A land unseen.
Why do I like her cloak so much? Because it looks shiny. It's like, it looks velvety or like, I don't know. I think it looks better than mine.
Hey Luna, hey Georgie, hey Mimsy.
Maybe it's the
hey,
lighting.
Piper, so glad to see you again. Oh, I get busy with my activism sometimes, but I'll always come back. So what are our plans for today? Or will we just be hanging out while you tell us a story?
Maybe the deer's a slut.
Oh no, we were just on our way out. And you two are more than welcome to join us. We're headed over to the church to do an interview for a local heroes article. Oh, I could really use an uplifting story. Let's go. Hey, look at all these younglings.
It's gonna be an orphanage. Oh no!
And it it looks like they're all here with their dads. These aren't actually their dads. This is a Healings for Younglings mentoring program. They meet here at the church once a week. There are many younglings here in Snortlings Hollow who don't have fathers, and they need a good healing role model in their lives. So these guys volunteer their time to help out. What are the chances? What do you mean? Mimsy and I were just talking about this very subject right before we came here. Huh. What a coincidence. Yeah, sure. A coincidence. Hey, you! Yeah, you! What's up? Hello, what can I help you with? Hello. I'm here to do a story about your organization for the Beaver Clan Gazette. Do you have a couple of minutes to talk to us? Sure. My name's Roland, and this is my young friend, Micah. Hello, Roland and Micah. I'm Luna, and this is Georgie, Mimsy, and Piper. So, Micah, tell me about your friend Roland here. Yeah, Roland's a real cool guy. We have lots of fun. He's kind of like a dad to me since I don't have a dad of my own. Hey, Roland, can I go over there and play with those kids? Sure, Micah. I'll be over there in a couple of minutes. So, what made you decide to join the Healings for Younglings organization? Oh, I just wanted to do something to give back. When I was a youngling, I had a healing mentor, and it really changed my life. It's the least I could do, and there's such a need these days. There are more younglings in need than there are mentors to go around. But why do these younglings even need healings in their lives anyway? Aren't their mothers good enough? Well, I know their mothers might mean well, but it's important to give younglings examples of positive masculinity. Younglings, especially young healings, need a role model to look up to and to emulate. They learn by example, and it's proven that younglings with positive male role models are far less likely to get involved in crime, gangs, and drugs, or to end up in prison, or to have emotional problems. And
kids can have role models that aren't their parents, though. You're literally showing a situation. It's kind of self-defeating, because you're showing a situation where kids are getting role models outside of biological parents, or even parents that raise them, right? You can have role models that aren't your parents. So doesn't this kind of fly in the face of your entire point? I don't know.
Young sheelings are also less likely to end up as pregnant teens when they have a father figure in their lives. Well, I don't see what a healing can teach anyone that a sheeling can't. Well, Piper, healings and sheelings bring different things to the table. Mothers are more protective and emotional, and fathers are more challenging and physical. Kids need a mix of both to end up as well-rounded beings. Without a male role model around, there's a void in a kid's life that could manifest itself in very negative ways. Thank you so much, Roland. You've given me a lot of great stuff for my newspaper article. You're very welcome, Luna. Hey, I just had an idea. Micah and I and some of the others are headed over to the park for a bite to eat. Would you like to join? Did you say picnic at the park? You don't have to ask me twice. And they all lived happily ever after.
Oh no! It's the daughters segment!
Now it's time for a walk down Paisley Lane.
Hey there, friends and fellow travelers.
I need to make a correction to my last video on this, by the way. I said that she was maybe the one that went to jail for child trafficking. It wasn't this kid. It was not this kid. So, correction.
I'm Paisley Lane, and welcome to a walk down Paisley Lane. I've been listening to what Mimsy has to say, and have a few things I would like.
The other one isn't allowed to have internet? Okay, that tracks.
To add. I would like to teach you to recognize the tricks, traps, and bad habits that cause you to unintentionally harm yourself and others. And let me arm you with the information to better understand how you are subconsciously working against your own best interest. And when you're aware of these sabotaging behaviors, you'll be able to better navigate towards a brighter future. So let's talk about promiscuity, or as my mother so eloquently puts it, being a hoe. Of course, we all crave love, closeness, and connection. As babies, hopefully we had the experience of bonding with our mother and father. We felt safe, secure, and protected.
Is the implication that people only get horny if they had bad parents?
In our childhood, we had our friends, school, sports, church, and our needs were met there. But then when we reach adolescence, something starts to change. We're suddenly having needs that aren't being met in our usual ways. So we set out to find someone to fulfill our desires. Our teenage years are a time when we're just starting to find ourselves, and we're often very insecure. We're looking for love and for someone to tell us that we're pretty and that we're special. We rush to fill that hole inside us and to find relief from our insecurities.
That's not the only hole they're looking to fill.
This is the beginning to our lifelong experience with love, sex, and romance. And those feelings are so sensational. The kiss, the touch, the call, the text, and the inevitable heartbreak. He or she cheats, lies, or neglects us, or even abuses us. We break up, they apologize, we get back together maybe multiple times. We just don't want to give up on that sensational feeling, and we'll do anything to get it back. We begin a cycle, a pattern. We end up lowering our expectations, standards, and boundaries with others.
I think they've both had just really profoundly negative experiences with relationships, and they're projecting that onto everyone else. Because, like, even in what she's describing, like, I get that, like, your first relationships in, like, high school or middle school or whenever they happen, probably more high school when we're talking about things getting potentially physical, those can end in drama, and they can cause, you know, heartbreak and stuff. I understand that, but, like, that's just a thing people go through. Like, the way she's describing it, especially, like, with the abuse and stuff, and people, unfortunately, do go through, like, abusive relationships, but I don't think most high school relationships are that. I've been in high school relationships. They weren't abusive. They were just awkward high school relationships.
We may even unintentionally allow disrespect, disloyalty, or verbal and mental abuse. We now go out into the world as beat down, damaged people with low self-worth and low standards. We may begin to justify and minimize painful and unhealthy behavior in an attempt to fill an empty hole in our life.
And again, implying that, like, being in multiple relationships somehow degrades your standards every time is the opposite experience that I've had, right? Like, I've been, from high school until today, in multiple relationships, right? And at no time have I lowered my standards throughout the ending of those relationships. I've just refined my understanding of the kind of people I get along with and the kind of people that, like, I click with, right? That's not lowering my standards. If anything, my standards have gotten, like, higher. They're just more honed in on things that I know make me happy in a relationship and the people that I can, you know, have relationships with. Like Baja, right? The best relationship I've ever had is the one that I currently have with Baja, right? And I wouldn't be able to know that and understand that about myself if I hadn't been in my previous relationships. I don't understand the idea that every relationship, from what she's saying, the idea that every relationship will get worse. That's not how it is in my experience. I think they're projecting their negative experiences onto others.
We can end up bitter, jaded, and spiritually
I know I have a lot of bits to get through. I do the bits, like, in between videos now.
bankrupt. We now seek control over the predicament we have found ourselves in. So we lie to ourselves and attempt to separate sex from love. We're going to do it our way and on our terms because we are strong and powerful women. And sure, it sounds good, but let me ask you this. Has it ever worked? Did you ever feel better? Did you wake up in the morning with a sound mind and look in the mirror and love the person looking back? Or instead, did you drink? Did you cry about it? Did you beat yourself up?
Again, this is projection.
We're just broken people trying to find a fix. But today, the insanity can stop. Today, I love me, and I see the brokenness in others, and I love them too. But I'm not going to sit here and co-sign your bullshit. And I will not pity you or allow you to create a victim. We cannot change the past, but God has a plan, even for the worst moments in our lives. We can make the choice to change. I'm going to love me, and you're going to love you. And we're going to act accordingly. And when you love yourself, you don't put yourself in a position to be harmed. You don't lower your standards and expectations for momentary physical relief at the cost of your soul. And the most amazing thing is, we don't have to go it alone. When we open our hearts and minds to the healing, forgiving, loving spirit of the universe, people begin to arrive on our path. Good, loyal, trusting people who share our views, principles, and goals. And when you find yourself struggling with old painful habits, ideas, and emotions, you can pause and pray and meditate and start actively practicing healthy, self-loving principles in your life. The secret is, when we stop the destruction of our souls, we allow reconstruction, a new creation to take place. When we practice gratitude, acceptance, tolerance, and set boundaries and standards.
You have to do tolerance. Unless you fuck, then you're a slut.
For ourselves and others, the hole gets filled in. Our cup is no longer half empty. It's filled to the brim. And relationship or no relationship, sex or no sex, we are important, secure, valued, included, and provided for. So don't give up on you or the world. Believe you are worthy of respect and goodness and behave that way. Tell yourself you are a person of honesty, integrity, self-control, service, and hope. And not only will you change on the inside, but on the outside as well. It will create a ripple effect in your world, so you will not only have the opportunity to live your best and happiest life, but you will help change the lives of others around you. I hope you got some benefit from what I've said here today. And if you would like, you can send me a message to the email in the link below. It was very nice speaking with you. Paisley Lane signing off for now. Bye, friends.
Thank you, Paisley Lane. So, Captain Winky, do you think you might want to stick around for a little while longer today? I know you're really busy with all your various jobs, but I'll try to keep it brief. Okay, so I want to talk to all the sluts and hoes right now. If you're feeling offended, then you must know that I'm talking about you. I'm not trying to be mean. I care, because I've been there. And I want you to know that being a cum dumpster is not the path to happiness.
I feel like this dog right now. Like I want to leave, but I can't.
Girls want to think that they're just like guys. That if guys can be studs and be proud of their conquests, then so can we. Now, even though I don't think it's good for either gender to go slutting around, can we just stop acting like guys and girls are exactly the same? guys have lots more testosterone than we do, and that makes them extra horny.
Oh, God. Ah, like you can't be horny.
And that's how they were made. And think about it. Guys have an almost unlimited amount of sperm. And it's natural to have the desire to want to go spread it around. Women, on the other hand, have a few precious eggs in comparison.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
So it stands to reason that we wouldn't have the same desire to go around spreading them around town. Now, of course, women still feel the need to breed, but certainly we can rein it in and be more responsible and not think we need to behave like a horny dude. I mean, someone's got to keep the situation in check.
Oh, fuck off! Again, oh God, self-appointed arbiter of sex. No.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
And if you...
I hate this mentality too, where it's like, oh, men are men. They can't control themselves. Fucking terrible worldview. The idea that, like, this is the same line of thought that, like, leads to, like, victim blaming in cases of, like, sexual assault, where, like, oh, he's a man, he can't control himself, why did you lead him on, or why were you wearing that, you know? No. I'm not all about this, like, oh, men are just horny, so we should, you know, they're not adults who can deal with their own feelings. Ridiculous. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Already have some kids and a few baby daddies, and you have the power to stop the cycle right now before your daughters end up following in your footsteps. Because that's just what they're going to do. Look, I didn't realize that I was neglecting my kids. I was around. They had food and clothes and shelter. And my mom probably didn't realize that she was neglecting me either. In my mom's case, she wasn't a hoe. She just didn't love me, but the results were the same. Your kids are going to go out and look for the attention, love, affection, and acceptance that they aren't getting at home. You might make excuses for your bad behavior and say, hey, just because I'm a mom doesn't mean I can't have fun and have my own life. Well, that's bullshit. There's nothing more important than being a good mother. And if you're out partying and living that slut life, you're a bad mom, and you're gonna regret it. And so will your kids.
Mimsy says ban MILFs.
What adult alive today says that they're glad that their mom was out there living their own life, and that they're happy that they didn't have a dad around? No one is grateful for that experience. They only survive that experience. Well, what kind of role model have you been? Kids learn by watching you. And I used to believe that I had no right to tell my teenage daughters how to live their lives, and that doing so was hypocritical and oppressive. I had that they're gonna do it anyway, so they might as well do it at home attitude towards parenting. They had so much freedom. And you think that they thank me for it today? I only thank God that they found a way to forgive me for it. And I also thank God that my grandkids aren't going to be raised that way. And if I can stop the cycle in my family, you can too. So, if you appreciate what I'm doing, please buy my books from the Adventures in Snortlings Hollow series. Head over to my Snortlings Hollow merch shop for a great Captain Winky t-shirt or any of my other great designs. And you could join the Snortlings Hollow Raffle Club to win miniatures and doll houses like the ones in my show. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell so you won't miss an episode. And a very Merry Christmas to all you ho-ho-hos. And now, it's time for the goodbye song. You can go now, Captain Winky. Goodbye, farewell to you, my friends, until which time we meet again. We've talked about a lot of stuff, like being fair and being tough. Be brave and see what you'll achieve if you stand by what you believe. Bye, friends.
Okay. So, my takeaway from this video is Mimsy's had a lot of really rough stuff happen in her life, and she's projecting all of that trauma onto everyone else on the planet, which is not healthy. So that's what I have to say about that. This one hurt. This one hurt. And how dare you, Mimsy? If I want to get fucked, I'm gonna get fucked, okay? Moving on. Let's get to the bits messages. There's a lot of them. Harry K5 for 20 bits. I've already read that one. Melissa from Human Resources, thank you for following. Doom Smoothie with 20 bits. Oh lord, what did you just walk in on? A nightmare. Tucker White 94, 20 bits. Oh, ow, that pun physically hurt you. I'm not even sure what the pun was. I waited so long. Lewd Mama, thank you for following. Sen10, thank you for following. Tucker White 94, 20 bits. So Mimsy's doing exactly what she said she wouldn't do. Purple Nickel with 100 bits. Who is this channel even for? Puppets are usually for children, but her language is for adults, so yeah, she's changed what she's had to say about who the show is for multiple times. The Creeping Darkness with 20 bits. I just realized what rubs me wrong about her method. In most puppet shows, the human is usually wrong. The puppets are generally the ones educating, unless that puppet is intended to be a small child. Sure, okay, I get what you're saying. Andrew Batella with 20 bits. Milo for sure has an OnlyFans, though. CA Corner with 20 bits. That escalated quickly. KR Goss with 50 bits. Pre-marriage me definitely destroyed a chunk of American civilization then. Obowan with 100 bits. Does Mimsy watch Paul Joseph Watson and or vice versa? PJW just did a Twitter poll on what endangers Western society more, OnlyFans or ISIS? Soft tone voice. He's implying it should be OnlyFans, but the actual danger is him and Alex Jones. Tucker White. Pro tip, self-deprecation and lampshading works best when you're not constantly doing the stupid things you're pointing out to the audience. Otherwise, you're just pointing out how much you're still relying on those stupid things. My is bored. What about all of us who lost a parent, Mimsy? F you. Kill SF 2020, thank you for following. The Profane Priestess with 20 bits. I suspect people from two-parent households are more successful because of the socioeconomic reasons as opposed to some great moral truth. Yeah, probably. That XY girl with 20 bits, but Hannah, men are just different like that. Sarcasm. Tucker White, at this rate, the wall of shame will be full of Mimsy videos. Yeah, it will. I don't think this one quite breached it. It was just funny, but yeah. That XY girl, I know a lot of boomer women with the why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free diatribe. No. I don't think it does. I mean, this isn't wall of shame material. CA Corner with 20 bits. I think a lot of poorly educated religious people tend to think that sex will keep someone. Maybe. I guess I don't know, though. Enlid with 20 bits. But conservatives are usually upset with millennials for waiting to start families until they're financially sound. And destroying Applebee's. Enlid with 20 bits. I saw a hologram of Mimsy killing younglings. The Profane Priestess with 20 bits. She could have a really successful career if she invested in her talent for miniatures and set crafting with something like D&D. It's actually kind of sad that she debases herself with the grifty nonsense. Yeah, she's really good with the minis. Like, absolutely. The little sets she makes, they're really cool. Canadian left support with 20 bits. Hannah, I'm curious, are you one of those people that says, I don't hate anyone, or are there people you genuinely hate? I'm not sure whether I hate Mimsy or not. Probably not. There are definitely people I hate. Mimsy's not one of them. Mimsy, I think, is legitimately just, like, not processed her trauma very well, and is very misled because of it. I don't hate her. I just pity her a bit. MMO Addicted with 20 bits. Aren't some of these made up words one of her codes for POCs? I know she had one too, and it did not surprise me. Some of the characters are certainly a stand-in for racial minorities, but I didn't see anything in this video that was particularly racist. But one of the videos in the Hall of Shame is racist for that. Andrew Batella with 20 bits. Why all the focus a lot on providing examples of positive masculinity to kids without fathers when no one gives an F about kids with toxic masculine fathers? Yeah. I didn't mention it in the video, but yeah, my dad was that, and, you know, it's not good. That being said, I did have positive male role models in my life, too, teachers and stuff, but... that fairy boy with 100 bits. This is the kid in elementary school who got called on to read a paragraph out loud, and you would cringe every time because they sucked at reading. Maya is bored with 20 bits. Is it wrong of me to say that Paisley talks... Oh, no, I don't want to read that. That's mean. Doom Smoothie with 20 bits, can't relate. I'm Ace. Yeah, I'd imagine it's probably confusing. Or at least, like, yeah, I don't know. Enlid with 20 bits. Wait, so isn't the single mother having these children also part of God's plan? You'd think so. Profane Priestess with 20 bits. Paisley, relationship with sex and dating is so unhealthy. I genuinely hope you get help. I hope you can have a healthy relationship with your libido one day. Yeah. Canis Stultus with 20 bits. We need to save Winky. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. I could go on a lengthy and well-articulated diatribe about how everything Paisley and Mimsy said is wrong, but I'll just play the 13-year-old boy and snicker at Paisley for filling her hole. Mr. Sir Knight King Yo with 20 bits. How can she be such a prude? It's so off-putting. Holy shit. It's like she doesn't see other people as people. Obowan, thank you for gifting a sub. Rare Ad 1, thank you for following. Enlid with 20 bits. So I'm sure she's all for access to birth control, abortion, protection, and sex education, right? She's definitely not. Profane Priestess with 20 bits. Personally, I wish my mom had lived a bit more for herself. I know for a fact she had dreams she never pursued because of this toxic myth that she's not entitled to her own life. The Shadow Witch with 30 bits. Hannah, what did I miss? I was watching the stream, but every 3 or 4 minutes my testosterone kicked in and I had to hump a random object in my apartment. Did you miss much? Not too much. Oh, Jake. You did a WhatsApp communication to my cellular... Okay, I'll take a look at it in a sec. Hello, chick. Oh, it's a voice message. Should I play the voice message for everyone? Or no? Should I listen to this with the thing muted? Or did you do it intentionally as a voice message because I'm on stream? If he's still watching, I guess. The corn speaks. I'll give him a minute to respond, and then I'll play it. Purple Nickel with 100 bits. So we watched the whole video to come away with nothing. Got it. I'm good? Okay. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. So is Mimsy saying I should cancel my weekly tryst with Harrison, the femboy on the corner of 4th and Dread? Definitely don't. Let me see what Jake has to say. We're doing an unboxing later.
Hey, did we tell, like, anybody that we were doing an unboxing tonight? Because I feel like you and I decided that, and then we didn't tell anybody at all.
I've been telling people on stream.
Node? Yeah. And so now I'm thinking, should we just tell people and then wait until, like, and then you and I get together, like, before Friendsmas or something?
Oops, it stopped playing.
Like that day, do you think New Year's Day would be okay, like the evening time, or do we think that's shitty? But because I don't think anyone that watches us is gonna go like have a party, right? Because they are smart. So I don't know. What do you think? I was just thinking about that. Like I feel dumb now. Like we're just springing it on them. I feel stupid. Am I rightly stupid? Do I feel stupid correctly?
I've been telling people on stream we were doing it Monday. But, you know, whatever. It's whatever. Is Jake high? I don't think Jake is high. Did we also say it in YouTube videos? Well, there you go. We did say it in YouTube videos. Not yet. Oh, the video's not released. Release a video! We have multiple videos yet to be released on YouTube. Well, I was telling people about the unboxing for Monday in multiple streams, so you can decide, but, like, I'm good with whatever. I'm ready for today, but if you would like to do it later in the week, I suppose we can. but I know I told people Monday. At Colston, 20 beds. People aren't going to have parties because they're lose. I mean, they're smart. Jake rolls a 1. Okay, let me know what you think, Jake. What should we do next? Oh, God. Have you guys heard of, Ryan Dawson? He's like an alt-writer. I don't think we've covered any of his videos before. But here's one.
Merry Christmas Eve. And Merry Christmas to some of you if you're up this early in Australia, New Zealand, Japan. Quick update. Trump has vetoed the NDAA, and he gave 3 main reasons. One is it didn't provide any provision to repeal the Act of 230 for big tech companies.
Again, why are right-wingers have such a boner for repealing 230? It would destroy their presence online. They only want to do it because Trump is stupid and he signed it. Yes, Trump signed the bill. He recorded this presumably prior to Trump signed it. But Trump signed the bill as of today, and no, there were no like changes. So part of the deal, everyone. He did a great job. Good job, Trump. Woo.
Awesome. It should. They need to get rid of that for Twitter and Facebook and so on. Number 2, it's trying to rename bases that are named after Confederate generals. And number 3, it wasn't hard enough on China. So he wants to go hard on China, get rid of big tech censorship, and preserve Confederate bases. It's almost like he's listening.
Imagine with all the problems that the country is facing with economic disaster, a global pandemic wreaking havoc on the population, and at the top of your priorities list is not changing the names of certain military bases that are named after Confederate generals. This guy, he's an alt-writer. He regularly, I've seen videos on his channel that I don't think we can watch because they have a Confederate flag in them, and that's a no-no on Twitch. Maybe if I did it with the video turned off, then we wouldn't have the Confederate flag. So we could maybe do that sometime. But yeah, he goes to bat for the Confederacy pretty constantly. I'll give you one guess as to why.
On the other hand, he did pardon a bunch of criminals, which sucks.
Yeah, it does.
But, you know, that is part of the swamp.
What do you mean it's part of the swamp? Wasn't Trump supposed to drain the swamp and all of a sudden he's a part of it? He's the president. He gets to, if he's pardoning people, that's a decision he's making. That's not something Congress made him do. He's doing that. You're admitting Trump is the swamp. Weren't you supposed to be like, Trump's gonna he's gonna drain the swamp, drain the swamp. Now he's the swamp? What?
We're only comparing him to Biden, and the fact that he vetoed the NDAA is great. They may overrule his veto. He also vetoed the so-called stimulus, which was nothing but pork with a anti-COVID theme. But don't.
It was a funding bill for the government. It was an omnibus bill. I've seen right-wingers talk about this, and they're very, very stupid. So they apparently think that the entire bill was about COVID relief when COVID relief was only a part of it, and it was, you know, it was a omnibus spending bill to fund the government. There's tons of shit in that because it decides funding for the entire government. The House just voted yes on the 2,000 check. That's good politically. Don't hold your breath. McConnell's not going to bring that to a vote. Guarantee he's not. And if he does, it's going to get voted down.
Don't worry. We've got a cure for COVID. We have a cure for the coof, and it's not a vaccine. Would you guys like to know what it is? Would you like to see it? Yeah. And start naming bases after trannies instead of
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Hold on.
and just
Reported.
start naming bases after trannies instead of Confederates. Okay. Oh, apparently we may have just gotten ovened. Well, okay. Oh, whatever. Here is the cure. This is all you got to do. Enjoy.
We found a cure for COVID-19.
Is he gonna smash a flat screen TV to own the libs? Brilliant.
It's called the Stone Cure. Come to TV, please. Say nope.
Yeah, you sure did own those libs by destroying a TV. I hope it was at least already broken and he didn't just destroy a TV. He could have given to Goodwill or some shit.
Problem solved. Fire in the hole. Holy crap.
Why does he have just a bunch of, like, metal shit in his backyard or wherever this is? What is he doing?
Sit.
Oh, yeah. You need things done the Scottish way. 3, 2, 1. Winner, Stone. Ready? Ready?
Okay.
Go for it.
Ugh, he involved a child in this. Yikes.
Oh.
You have a bingo if the T-slur counts as homophobia. Is the person here... I always forget who the person is that does the Chud bingo. If they're here, someone check their bingo card. That was not a funny comedy bit. That wasn't, Oh, Mitchell Drummer isn't here? Okay. Person who gives the Chud bingo things isn't here, so I don't think you're gonna get it.
I hope you like that. Somebody says, oh, you've got a nice outdoor space outside your house. No, I don't. We just went somewhere anyway. Smashed it. Smash that like button like we smashed that TV. If you turn off the fear porn and hype, the coof is not gonna get you.
Oh, he's saying COVID is fake and the media's hyping it up. That's the joke. Look, 330,000 dead people in America from it. Haha. Wow. Who is? Sure, go for it.
Many of you probably already had it and didn't even know. It's a disease so deadly you have to get tested to know whether or not you have it.
Yeah.
you got a 1 out of 100,000 chance of it catching you. You'd sooner be hit by a car.
It's not 1 in 100,000. You're wrong about those stats.
Anyway, we continue to smash that into itty bitty little bits, and so the coof is now gone. That's all it took. Hope you enjoyed that and have a Merry Christmas. I will leave the Entropy page up so that you guys can chat with each other, and you're also welcome to Shekel Chat, which I will read during the next stream. There's the link. Have a good one, everybody. Merry Christmas. By the way, I hope the Scottish watching liked the little ode I gave him.
This guy's a dick. Yeah. Oh, looks like the Creeping Darkness did in fact get bingo, yes. If anyone wanted to do the gift sub. Let me get to these bit messages. Tucker White 94 with 20 bets. Well, at least he's got a problem with Trump pardoning criminals, especially war criminals. Yeah, the bar is very low, isn't it? Bristeel, thank you for following. Misunderstand with 50 bits. So what is your opinion on reclaiming the T-slur? I'm not a fan of it, but if other trans people want to do it, different people cope with stuff like that in different ways. It makes me uncomfortable, and I'd be like, hey, can you not say that around me? But, you know, if someone else feels like that's empowering to them and they're trans, I guess that's their business. But I don't think that's good overall. Blackwing River with 20 bits. I love that the song is called March of the Gladiators, R.E., the Circus Clown song. The Creeping Darkness with 20 bits. The Bingo, yes. The Profane Priestess says, I'll give Chud bingo. Oh, Twitch won't let you gift a sub, probably because they're already subbed. Ghetto Kanya with 20 bits. The Cat Boys are infiltrating the alt-right. We low-key winning. KR Goss with 20 bits. I'll donate. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. So how was destroying TV supposed to own the libs? I have no idea at this point. No one listening with 100 bits. As blue-blooded Scot woman, I feel insulted. And then the Shadow Witch with 20 bits. So if the Senate does ignore it, they will lose Georgia and guaranteed 2 years of Biden having both. Maybe. I don't know, though. I guess we'll see. So Bryson Gray, I don't know how interesting this is going to be, but we'll watch it for a little bit and see how it is. Bryson Gray is a MAGA rapper who's built his entire career over, you know, rapping about Donald Trump and being a pro-Trump person. Obviously, his career being hitched to a single politician, not a great long-term career strategy, has not been coping with Trump's loss well. So here he is in a Trump shirt and a Trump hat, a month after he lost the election, still talking about Donald Trump. Let's take a look. Ooh, young Andrew, thank you for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs to the community. Much appreciated.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
I came on here for 2 reasons, really. To talk about the battles that we are in. If you're in the live right now, please hit the like button. Please, I guess, help any way you can.
Welcome, Daddy Sume.
Mike DePaul for $5. Thank you so much. What does shadow ban mean? It just means that
there's nothing funny about
social media platforms don't allow my content to reach the people that follow me, if that makes sense. And it's
probably for spreading election conspiracy theories.
Stops me from reaching new people.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
If that makes sense. If that makes sense. But Kelvin with the $2, what up, bro? But the reason I'm on here is a few reasons. One, YouTube has shadow banned the crap out of my last video. People have been messaging me saying they didn't even know it was out, even though I had premiered, and they just recently watched it.
That happens to a lot of YouTube videos, though. YouTube doesn't necessarily put everyone's subscriptions in their subscription box right away now. It's pretty annoying, but it is a thing. He's not necessarily going to be targeted because of that. Like, a lot of people are having that happen.
Which is crazy. But we are at war in... There are two main battles going on in this war that we are in, right? And one of the battles on one side of the coin, one of the battles we're in is this political battle. And as you can see, Trump has nobody in D.C. really on his side.
That's what happens when you have no political capital, because he lost the election. He has no power, or at least he won't on the 20th. So why do favors for Trump and try and help him out when he's a lame duck president?
Nobody. I can count on my hand the amount of Republicans that has stood with Trump. Right? So, how can we represent how can we rep the GOP knowing they don't give a crap about us? All they care about is getting reelected. That's it.
You're not wrong. Oh God, please let all the hardcore Trump people split from the Republican Party. It's all I want for Christmas.
That's it. So the question is, what can we do? Well, one of the things that has disappointed me is there has been 2 major marches, and there has been a lot of conservative influencers that I have not seen at either march. I'm not talking about regular people that can't get there. Yeah, y'all have families, you have to watch out kids, that's different. I'm talking about people that I know for a fact that can make it there and they literally just don't go. Thomas Gorby with the file.
Please come hang out with us at a super spreader event where almost no one is wearing masks because we believe the virus is a conspiracy theory promoted by George Soros. No, that sounds awful.
Thank you. Electric Butterfly, welcome to CCG, Christian Conservative Gang. Hey, I forgot, you can join my crew thingy thing. I forgot what it's called. You can become a member on my YouTube. I forgot about that. But there's a lot of influencers that I haven't seen them in the streets.
There's no term that I hate more, other than stuff that's like slurs. A non-slur term that I hate is influencer. I hate it. I hate it to no end.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dang, are y'all even really standing for Trump? You know what I'm saying?
No, he
lost. It sucks because literally Trump don't have anybody in D.C. really. All he has is really us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say January 6th, Trump himself is calling on us to be in D.C. Literally. He just tweeted out again. He just tweeted it out and said that be there. He just told us to be there. Hotels are charging a lot. I bought 2 rooms at the Hyatt.
What do you guys think the odds are on when, on the 6th, they do the confirmation of the Electoral College votes? Trump's trying to get followers of him to go to D.C. What are the chances that on Twitter, Trump calls for violence the second that the Senate and the House confirm Biden's victory? What do you think? You think he's immediately going to go to Twitter and be like, now is the time! Rise up, Americans! What do you think?
The Hyatt, like 0.8 miles from the Capitol. And I'm going to be there. I've been to the other 2 in D.C., and I will be at this one in D.C. also. So, I hope everybody had a good Christmas also. But we have to get out of here. If you can get there, be there. If you can't get there January 6th, support the people that is getting there. Like, You will never see me post a GoFundMe. But if you see an influencer post a GoFundMe, don't donate too much, because I'm personally not a fan of GoFundMes. But help that influencer get there, because we need everybody there. We need everybody there. And for the big influencers, if I don't see y'all out there, I'm sorry. I might have to call people out January 6th. Because it literally hurts a little bit when I see people that claim to represent Trump, you know what I'm saying, on Twitter and everything, want to get down to it. You know what I'm saying? Bringing some love from the Hood Conservative. Right? The Hood Conservative, that's my dog, man. I got to go in there with him. I got to get on his show. And okay, so that's one battle. Just make sure you're there January 6th. We there for Trump, and let's hope Mike Pence upholds the Constitution. Let's hope.
Mike Pence upholding the Constitution would mean him verifying the certified election results, which would mean Biden wins. They don't even know what they're doing.
Oh. I don't know what y'all think about Mike Pence, but I'm just hoping he upholds the Constitution. Secondly, the shadow banning thing is a battle, but as I told y'all before, there's literally nothing we can do, because unfortunately, including myself, we don't like echo chambers. So I have a Parler. I have like 30,000, 40,000 followers on Parler. But the problem is,
what if he didn't verify? He would get sued into oblivion by the Democratic Party immediately.
Echo chamber. I want to be where the fight is. We are at war.
And he would lose. The Constitution spells out pretty clearly what his job is. His job is not to declare a winner based on his own whims. It's to certify the results that the governors of the various states have sent to him. He doesn't get to just be like, no, it's not how it works.
In a fight, man, RP Kingface, by the way, man.
And so far, it looks like he's not planning on doing that anyway, because a bunch of Republicans are suing him for, you know, not trying to perform a coup.
Dang, RP Kingface. I just rewatched that video of him dancing to my song on Christmas. It was, you know. But, so we have to be on Twitter, we have to be on Instagram, we have to be on TikTok, we have to be on these things. Nazareth, thank you so much for the $4.99.
My voice is unsynced from the video. Have you refreshed? Try and refresh your page. That happens on Twitch sometimes.
You know, we got to be on these things, and these things, they shadow ban us. You can look people names up. Twitter found the way to get around for you to notice they shadow ban people. But if you go to Instagram, type my name in, my fan page is gonna come up before my page. Twitter, same thing. Everything's the same thing. People on YouTube saying they're not getting my notifications, and I have 114,000 subscribers. You know, unfortunately, this is how it. You know,
you're probably getting fewer viewers because your entire brand is based off of Donald Trump, who is now a loser. People don't want to watch videos that are praising a loser. That's not fun.
That's how it goes. But for the people that still supporting and still making sure y'all going to my page, seeing if I post new content, that's what I do it for. I'm not going to stop doing what I do regardless. And hopefully the shadow ban ends soon. I guess that's all we can do unless the government do something about it, which of course they're not going to do anything about it. Because a lot of these people get money from the social media companies. So that sucks. And I see some people saying they trust Pence, some people saying they don't. I don't know what to trust. I don't know who to trust. I just hope that he does the right thing.
By the right thing, he means overturn the results of a democratic election and install a god emperor so this guy can have a rap career. Yay.
I just hope that he does the right thing. I'm in a fight regardless in every which way. I'm in a fight regardless. And by the way, one of the reasons I'm getting shadow banned because they say my content is harmful. You're right. I'm glad and I hope my content is harmful to the current structure of society. I want it to be. Period. You know, I am on Parler. I am not on Rumble yet, but I am on Parler. Now, the last battle to me is the most important battle. And it is the battle of believers in Christ like myself versus those that aren't. And the reason this battle is so hard because even the majority of people that claim to be Christians, they don't really believe in the Word of God. And it's scary because, so I've tested it out over the last few days. I've been posting Bible scriptures, nothing added to them, nothing taken away from them. I just been posting King James Bible scriptures as is, and even Trump supporters felt offended by the Bible scriptures. And the Bible says the word cuts like a sword. I mean, that's what it does. But it's just it's sort of scary.
I'm guessing he was posting scriptures that are sort of calling to violence, if I had to guess. Let me see. Does he have does he have a Twitter thing? Bryson Gray. Twitter. Trying to find the Bible scripture part so I could see what he's actually quoting. Maybe it was just on Parler, not on Twitter. No, okay. He says can't even tweet a Bible verse without everyone getting offended in 2020. So it's got to be on here somewhere. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, gee, I wonder why they're offended. Ephesians 5:22 through 24. Wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands as unto the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. Why do women hate submission? Feminism. Gotcha. Basically telling women to sit down and shut up and know your place. Gee, I wonder why people were offended.
Even though I should know what's happening, but you can't even tweet a Bible scripture without everybody getting offended. Not only liberals, just people on the right. I've been canceled more by the right than I have by the left. People get mad at Bible scriptures, and I've been getting attacked. Of course, y'all know I get attacked by the LGBT Trump supporters. If I told y'all what the LGBT Trump supporters tried to do in Florida for SAS, y'all will lose y'all minds.
If you're an LGBT Trump supporter, what is you doing? Please stop. No one, and this, it's kind of like a Blair White situation maybe, where some of these people are like a Milo Yiannopoulos situation, where these people think if they tokenize themselves for the right, that they'll be considered like one of the good ones, and they won't get treated like shit. Never works in the long run. You're still dirt to these people. At least come to the side where you'll be accepted for who you are and not for prostrating yourself to fascism. Come on. Come on, really? You think you're gonna have a good time being LGBT in the kind of world these people want to build? No. You'll be pretty high on the list to go if they won, okay? No matter how much boot you lick, it's not gonna work out.
Y'all will be like, these people are terrible people, but a lot of y'all are fans of these people, which makes it hilarious to me, because these people are genuinely bad people. But the fight, you know what I'm saying, being a person of Christ is getting harder and harder, because it's not right wing, left wing anymore. It used to be like 3 years ago where people on the right believed in God for the most part. Now, I can't even tweet a Bible scripture. I tweeted a Bible scripture about women being submissive, because the Bible says women are supposed to submit to their husbands as they submit to Christ. And people had all types of arguments for it, but that's what it says. And it says the husband's supposed to love the woman as he loves Christ. So, I mean, you know, people get mad, but that's what it is. But I'm going to do it regardless. Period, point blank. You know,
it's almost like there's a reason that secularized society has been better for people like women or minorities, because the Bible says a lot of really regressive stuff about the rights of people who typically in history have been sort of subjugated. Yeah. Seems like secular society's been pretty good for most people.
Saying the truth isn't popular, and I don't care if I lose all my followers. I'm gonna do what my job is as a Christian, as an actual Christian. I'm going to make music about my Christian faith, period, point blank. I'm going to make music about my values and what I believe in politically and everything, because that's what I'm going to do, period, point blank. I'm just letting y'all know we're on all fronts, and we have to stand up. We can't no longer, a lot of y'all going to disagree with me. We can no longer be no silent majority. That's not only.
You have never been silent or the majority. Maybe decades ago. I don't know what the makeup of the political landscape was in, like, the 70s. Whatever. Probably the 80s. Reagan did really well in the 80s in terms of his vote counts. It's not the 80s. That was 40 years ago. Conservatism is not the majority opinion, and you guys are not silent. You are loud. You are very loud and overrepresented in government because of gerrymandering in the Senate.
For Trump
and the Electoral College
supporters, that is for Christians also. That silent majority crap is the reason society is how it is. We don't say anything. We think we're supposed to be the bigger person. No. The Bible says you're supposed to be a warrior. The Bible says righteous people are as bold as lions. So, and the problem is, on a political front, everybody is so scared because they can lose their job. They can, you know what I'm saying, they can do this, they can do this. And that shows me that y'all don't care that much, because I'm willing to lose whatever. I'm shadow banned because of what I say. And I say it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we need more lions. Not saying everybody can be a lion, but we need more lions. It can't be a select few people standing up politically. And then being a real Christian front, everybody is scared to offend somebody. The Bible says the word is going to offend people regardless. Period, point blank. God wiped out places for going against him. And the sad thing is, the worst part about it is, they have normalized so much wickedness, and they made Christians soft, because now Christians, nowadays y'all have gay brothers and sisters and gay kids and transgender nephews and nieces and pansexual friends and an uncle that's a drunkard, and you know, your best friend cheated, so you become soft on all these issues. So now you're even accepting wickedness because you're soft on it, because you have friends, family, and associates that engage in the wickedness. And the problem with that is, what you're doing is pitting those people over God. You're pitting the world over God. To be honest with y'all, the Bible says justifying wickedness is an abomination. So if you justifying wickedness, you might as well do the wickedness. You might as well engage in the wickedness if you're going to justify it. Because that's what the Bible says do. And the Bible says there will be false teachers. And look where we at. The Bible says people will ignore real doctrine so they can have their ears tickled. And that's where we are. That's where we are. Everybody's scared to do something. Even these influencers. These influencers be in my DMs, blue check people. Like, thank you for what you do. I like what you do, and I agree with you, but I can't say it out loud. Yes, you can say it out loud. You don't want to say it out loud because you don't want to lose any followers. Because if you lose followers, you may lose money. And if you lose money, you don't know what to do with yourself. See, and to me, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. So when it comes to when it comes to Christ, we definitely need more. There's more people willing to stand up politically than it is for Christ. Everybody's scared to stand up for Christ. Everybody's scared to stand up for Christ. He'll be in my DMs. The people that y'all know and love be in my DMs agreeing with me. They're not going to agree with me in public, though. Nina Batu for $9.99. Thank you so much. It's not call out that person's sin. You're supposed to tell that person about them, that sin.
I know. It just turned into a sermon.
In private, then go, Jesus is gay. You can call Jesus a drunkard, and nobody cares. But if I call somebody a bundle of twigs, then I'm banned off of everything.
Yeah, that's a slur. You can't do that.
Then I'm banned off of everything. Somebody said Jesus was nice. What? Jesus walked in the church tossing over stuff. Jesus called a woman a dog for eating off the ground. Ooh, I have a question. What if you can't get on the flights unless you have the vaccine?
Good.
Now what? Ray Andre with the $10 said, met you in Tampa with my wife. Because it's not going to be the government that force you to take the vaccine. Even though Dr. Fauci is trying to push towards it, it's going to be your jobs. It's going to be your children's schools. It's going to be this. It's going to be...
Oh my God, just take the vaccine, you stupid idiot.
I'll be on here that much longer, but my thing is, what are we going to do? We need people to speak up, stand up, fight. If you're capable, we have to do it. I'm not being quiet about anything. And the thing I'm going to be loudest about is the word of God. Because everybody else is quiet about it. That's what I'm going to be loudest about, is the word of God. So I have a Rumble. I don't have a Rumble yet, but I'm going to make one. I have Parler. You can become...
Amiz Zelkova says, my mom just told me she's not getting the vaccine. I'm still processing the news. I don't know if you live with this person. If you don't, though, then you should probably say to them, okay, then I won't be visiting you. I will not be going near you. Period.
Remember,
these people need to know there are consequences for their actions. If they're choosing not to do that, then people should choose not to interact with them.
On my YouTube channel, I don't know if that'll help my shadow banning or not. I don't know what'll help that. It's whatever. But I'm gonna speak the word of God. Period. Point blank. If you haven't got, and okay. I love y'all.
I'm done. This guy's a scumbag. Oh no, he did a MAGA Christmas rap.
What up, y'all? I really just want to tell y'all Merry Christmas, and I hope you and your entire family have a beautiful Christmas, and I hope everybody got everything they wanted. And that's really just all I wanted to tell y'all. And make sure you remember the reason for the season, which is
it's not a
Christ. Other than that, if you have enough time, like and subscribe, and I love y'all.
Oh, no, it is. Okay.
Hey.
Yay!
This the intro. Hey, let's get up. MAGA gang, we ride. Antifa be high. I got a lot of haters, but that's just proof that I'm popping. They acting like they ain't hear me. Acting like I was silent. But can you hear me now? Nah, I'm not the guy from Verizon, but we sprint. Cause we run the show and these liberals be jogging in this jungle. We the lions. Only the strong surviving. They ain't got time to really waste time. Call Trump on the FaceTime. Tell the we ain't stopping to the deep state all locked up and talking they kind. But MAGA hat check. MAGA chain on my neck. They quiet when they see me, but loud on the internet. And I said this line before, I don't tolerate disrespect. They telling me that it's over, but God is not finished shit. Wait, I said this before, but this is war, no time to play it nice. They turning our sons into women and take away human life before I let you.
I stand by. Bryson does pretty good in terms of like producing his beats. And he can rap. He just needs to stop rapping about Donald Trump. He could be a successful rapper. Like, but he's just stuck on this weird thing. The beat production is good. I like this. I like the beat, I should say. I don't like the content of the rap.
A tiny bit of advice. When you say the Christmas, just remember that his name is Christ. Yeshua. What up?
Rap has always been its most successful when it gets behind power structures that are predominant in society. Rap has no history at all of being against the system. He did another one.
MAGA Christmas. I got Trump 2020 on my wish list. Tell Beto I'm sorry he can't get this.
Okay, this is bad. This one's really bad.
Hey, Bryson, what you want for Christmas?
Okay,
I want
there we go.
AR-15. I want to find out who killed Jeffrey Epstein. Hey, in Planned Parenthood, now we saving all the babies. Hey, brand new CAG hat, going crazy. Hey, 2A, so I want a pistol. Please do not mistake me. Hey, and I need more haters, cause I love it when they hate me. Hey, Truck gave me a platform, I appreciate it greatly. They say stop wearing your MAGA hat, I tell them come and make me. Hey, liberals stop impeachment and start working for the people. Stop pushing.
Okay. It's enough Bryson Gray for now. Bit messages. Marcus Drake with 50 bits. Over 100 House Republicans signed on to that stupid Texas lawsuit. He better have a lot of fingers to count who stood by Trump. Tucker White 94, 20 bits. Hannah, even if the Trumpers go all Dixiecrat on GOP, the Democrats would still find a way to lose. Probably true. Cacao Juniper with the 100 bits. Trump is not immortal. Is this lost with MAGA? He's an unhealthy elderly man. What is happening? I know. I think they're gonna start latching onto his kids. Show me the orbs with 69 bits. What is a Christian conservative gang? Wouldn't most Christian conservatives absolutely hate the word gang? Grift fail. Daddy Sume with 20 bits. Hey, Hannah, have you watched the podcast I sent you? The Here's Your Problem thing where they talk about engineering disasters? Yes, I have. Blackwing River with 20 bits. Your voices come unsynced. I already said if you refresh, hopefully that'll fix it. Daddy Sume with 20 bits. 10 days, everyone. 10 days until the ultimate meltdown. It's going to be beautiful. Andrew Batella with 20 bits. Wives, husbands, spouses, and partners of all genders, submit to your partner if and only if you're into it. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. So in regards to that Ephesians verse between you and Baha, who's supposed to submit? Daddy Sume with 20 bits. Yes, submit to Daddy. Submit to me, I'll give you all that Catholic guilt. Ooh, woo, ooh, woo. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. Terrence, there's some problems with your arguments. 1, the Bible says a lot of stuff and not very clearly. 2, show me proof that God exists. 3, even if God exists, why does her word carry more weight than a human? Just because I bought a car from Ford doesn't mean Ford gets to dictate what I do with it. Tucker White 94. Oh, right, I forgot the part where Jesus said, and if the whole turn the other cheek bullshit doesn't work, send a titanium-fanged dog to rip the nuts off your enemies. Enlid with 20 bits. Yeah, Biggie was all about supporting Newt Gingrich in the 90s, and then Canadian left support with 20 bits. Reminds me of that guy the Daily Show interviewed back in the day who was a punk artist for Bush. Oh no, I don't remember that. Ready to fight against another anti-SJW wave during Biden's presidency? Yeah, that's gonna be bad. I'm a little afraid that, like, some of the people who have come to, you know, sort of leftist causes are going to go back to that under Biden. I'm not going to name anyone, but I'm a little bit concerned about it. What was the bit message that mentioned you? They were asking, between you and I, who's the one who is supposed to submit to the other? And I said, I'm the one who submits. Jalen Jean says, chat, got wine drunk and watched Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas last night. It was so bad. Yeah, that movie is bad. Let's do the young conservative brothers who still haven't changed their set, which is a little sad. So the young conservative brothers are going to talk about the senators and reps suing Pence to try and get him to somehow award the election to Trump, which he doesn't have the power to do. So let's take a look.
We are the young conservative brothers. And we are breaking the stigma that white people can't talk about race, the system, and the government.
No one says white people can't talk about the government or any of those things.
And if you are new here, don't forget to click down, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Get new videos when we upload them.
This is big.
Oh, it is real big. It is. It needs to be done. Something done about this election.
It is.
That we all know.
So getting into this video, it's pretty much saying that representatives, senators are going to be jumping behind Trump, get these electoral votes pretty much wavered off.
That's not how it works. It's not how it works at all.
Much what they should be. They're all legal.
It is.
It's pretty, like I said in videos past, pretty much with Georgia, for an example, it's pretty much treason. How can you have video evidence of something and then try to certify election?
There isn't. That's been debunked many, many times. I'm gonna go get some pretzels real quick. I need some pretzels to deal with this shit. I know! I have brought snacks. Sorry, I can't share with the class.
Electoral votes. to be counted.
Yeah, it's all of the electoral errors going on. We're seeing it. So Trump...
Nope. Not electoral errors. Trump lost because he's really unpopular. The people who like Trump love Trump, and there are a lot of them. I'm not discounting that. Fortunately, though, there's a lot of people who really, really hate Trump. More people than those who love him. So, you know, sometimes things work out. We got some cheese. We got some pretzels.
There's nothing funny
it's
about
gonna be
the
good.
tools of capitalism.
Put out a tweet which is completely what needs to happen. So his tweet says, "Time for Republican senators to step up and fight for the presidency, like the Democrats would if they actually won," which they didn't. "The proof is irrefutable."
If you just say it, if you just say they didn't win, then they didn't win. That's how it works. Please ignore the actual results of the Electoral College vote and also all the popular vote totals in all of the swing states.
Massive late-night mail-in ballots drop in swing states, stuffing the ballot boxes on video, double voters, dead voters, fake signatures, illegal immigrant voters, banned Republican vote watchers, more votes than actually voters. Check out the Troy in Philadelphia.
All this stuff has been debunked multiple times. Do you guys understand that Donald Trump lies constantly? He's also a narcissist. I don't think Trump necessarily thinks what he's saying is untrue, even though it is. Donald Trump genuinely doesn't understand that he could lose the election. He's a narcissist.
Yeah, and much more. The numbers are so far greater than what is necessary to win in individual swing states and can't even be contested. Courts are bad. The FBI and justice don't even do their job, and the United States election system looked like the third world country. Freedom of the press has been gone for so long, it's fake news, which we already know that.
Yeah.
And now we have big tech, Section 230, pretty much censorship of everyone that they don't agree with, to deal with. But when it's all over, in this period of time becomes just another ugly chapter in our country's history. We will win.
Nope. He's throwing a big man baby tantrum. He has been since, like, early November.
So something through all this, I don't really got much to say because you pretty much said everything.
Everything that happened.
Because with the first starting off, the Democrats, yeah, if they actually knew they won and got cheated off, every single one of them would be backing each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, well, but the Democrats are really notorious and known for that. They have their back. No matter what they say, if they disagree, they'll be ousted out, so they have to pretty much go as a group. A group think, which is a bad thing, group think.
But the thing is where Republicans that been in there for so long, they think just like the Democrats.
No, they did like
McConnell. McConnell, where they still are getting money from other countries.
McConnell thinks like a Democrat. And me.
Countries getting rich while the American people are getting poorer. That's what they do. So the Democrats always go by their side, each other's. Or Republicans, you'll have the thing of switch to rhinos and people that love America.
That's
it's
all.
that simple.
Yeah. So now we're getting into some senators that are joining on the Trump side to pretty much contest the Electoral College votes,
AKA overturn the results of an election. I have very little respect for these two, which is why I'm fine eating during this.
So first one is Representative Taylor Greene is joining and saying that some Republican senator will now join the effort to challenge Electoral College votes.
There we go. So are they standing up? Finally, someone is, because it took long enough.
Yeah, and then there's some suggestions of Senator Rand Paul and Senator-elect Tommy Tuberville said they might get involved, which I honestly believe that they are going to get involved. They don't want to really put out their whole entire game plan and put out there. You know how the Democrats like to cheat, slander, attack, violence.
Dox. They'll do everything. They'll
they're
threaten
horrible.
their family, threaten all this. They don't want to hear this. They'll probably come like January 5th or somewhere right near it and say, I'm contesting it, all this. Or just come January 6th and say, I contest it, I object.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it, because you know how the left is throughout all this. Dox. Go to the Michigan canvassers, remember them? Got doxxed. And then they said no on it at 2-2. And then hours later, they redid it and said, yes, it's fine. And then they got doxxed. That's why.
Public officials being held to account for their actions? The horror.
They put yes, and then they eventually went back to no.
Yeah, no, they're horrible people. And then you go on to these rioters, which are all Democrats. They could go right to violence. So this January 6th with a lot of Trump people showing up, I guarantee the other side's going to be there too. For
Yeah.
us, it's horrible. It's going to happen, but just what needs to be done. So, fortunately, some GOP rhinos are not going to support Tuberville's bid.
I have one. I know one. You want to know who it is?
What is it?
Mitch McConnell.
Oh, the friggin' Senate.
These darn rhinos not overthrowing the results of a democratic election. It's like they want to live in a democracy or something. Funny how that works.
Majority leader. Friggin' horrible person.
Oh, you guys should not join in this little bid that to defend Trump. Oh, Trump's trying to do so much for you, and now you're just going to stab him in the back with all
What
this
has Trump
evidence
done for McConnell?
Of F word. You know we can't say that word still.
Well, it's irregulatory, so now...
They're so mad. Bryson Gray was in the last video, too. They're so mad they can't say slurs. Die mad about it.
Going on to McConnell, he urges all the Republicans not to go after
The issue with
elections.
but the issue with that, the reason why he's like that, he's been in government too long.
Yes.
What's about 41 years?
41 years.
41 years.
Horrible.
It doesn't matter which side you're on. When you're in government for too long, you don't think straight.
No, we need.
You're too corrupt.
Yeah, we need term limits on even congressmen.
Yeah, you need term limits for the whole entire government because there's no way Nancy should be in there 40 years, Maxine for 40, Mitch McConnell for 40,
Feinstein, all of them.
You shouldn't be in there for that long. That's all it's to it. It needs to be term limits. For both sides should agree on that.
They do. Yeah, so Mo Brooks, probably challenged electoral college votes. And that's a good thing. There's another one.
Finally, that's the thing. But, they're coming out now. Well, we still got, I think, a week and a half still until January 6th?
Yeah, Friday will be the first.
So Friday will be the first. So, yeah, we're getting to that week and a half point. So you're probably going to be hearing a lot more come out during that time. Like, coming to the 5th, the 6th, because, we already said the doxing and the attacking. They don't want to get attacked from the left.
Yeah. Well, with the good thing, it's still a week and a half, and we're having these people even coming out. And the good thing, you know how we need the House and we need Senate to pretty much put out an objection, file an objection. So Representative Gooden from Texas, he's a senator.
There aren't enough from Democrats control the House. The Senate and the House have to agree on removing like a certain state's electoral votes. It is not going to happen. Guys, you got to take the flag down eventually. This is going to look... It already looks silly. But in a couple months, it's going to look even stupider. Like, are they not going to change? What are they going to do?
He's a senator to challenge electoral college votes, saying that what he said is I am Lance Gooden. I am proud to be the U.S. Congressman for Texas 5th Congressional District, and says I am also proud to stand with Donald John Trump by objecting on January 6th.
And the good thing about this is, so like he was saying, if you get a House and the Senate to object, you will have a 2-hour meeting. It has to they have to debate each other, see what's going to go on, illegal ballots and all that other stuff. So you have a 2-hour limit there. They got to go back and forth. I have a good feeling they're going to have a lot.
They are.
Because you're going to have a lot of people from the House and the Senate just going objecting. This illegal, all this other stuff.
All right, and one correction. It was Representative Gooden. He wasn't a senator. He's urging Texas senators to do what he's a representative, so we both got a Senate and a representatives going to put his objection, which you need both.
Yeah.
And then the House and the Senate, and it's very important for everyone. Call your senators. Doesn't matter what state you are, even if it's not one of these swing states, even if it's a hard blue state or a hard red state. Call them,
and hound them until they do something. Because you go into all these things. Remember the March for Trump? Where were you, all the senators? Where was everyone?
They weren't there.
They weren't doing anything. They were just Trump lost. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, that's the normal response when your candidate loses an election.
We can get Biden and make some money off everyone. That's pretty much what they think. They get too big of a head when I'm a politician. I'm a senator.
Yeah.
They don't want to fight for the American people. Oh, because Trump makes you work so damn hard and get stuff done? That's the reason why they don't want to really stand up, because you guys are held to a higher standard.
It is.
But
Trump works too hard
is
not a sentence I thought I'd hear today.
And do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then that's what I say. Like, all these representative Senate people pretty much moving to Washington, D.C. You shouldn't be able to stay in Washington, D.C. for the whole entire career. You should have to go back to your own states and live there and know the people that you represent.
Yeah.
Do not go over to Washington, D.C. because since you eventually forget the people that voted you and that you're supposed to be a representative to.
Because that's one other thing I want to say is Rudy Giuliani also came out and said January is going to be the most dramatic month. Really, the most.
Rudy Giuliani is an idiot. I don't care what Rudy Giuliani says.
Storytelling month pretty much in our history. You could arguably say that it could be the most storytelling, the most drama month in American history.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful way of words these two have.
And then Mike Pence was supposed to come out with his objection too.
He can still do that January 6th. He can do that right on January 6th. Pull out the Pence card.
Yeah.
Not really. If he attempted to do that, excuse me, the lawsuits would commence very quickly.
And then he denies all that, and then they try to go sue him, and then okay, so let me break that down. So if he pulls his Pence card and, you know, rips up all of the ballot, you know, from, what is it called?
Electoral votes?
He can't do that. He literally cannot do that. It's not within his power to do it. I mean, let me be clear. Could he physically do it? Yeah. Would it mean anything? No.
Yeah, the electoral votes from all the swing states. You know, all the legal ballots.
They're legal. They're legal.
Then the AGs can go and sue Mike Pence. But the thing with that will have to be taken up from the Supreme Court to settle that. They don't have to. That's the thing. Because the Supreme Court can choose if they want to pass on it or take it.
The Supreme Court would definitely take that up.
And if they pass on it, you pretty much get Trump for 4 more years because at that end of the day, the state legislators will have to vote for those states.
Yep.
Just like this, too, January 6th, if all this starts objecting and they choose that those are illegal votes, we can't count them, the state legislators will have to vote for those states.
And it's on party lines by the 12th Amendment.
Yeah. And
you have to vote party lines.
And I think the only state that isn't
Nevada.
is Nevada.
That's it.
Everything else is all controlled by Republicans for the state legislators.
Again, they're literally just calling to do the opposite of what the voters want. They want to live in a dictatorship so badly.
So far, this is looking promising.
Yeah, it is.
Huge win right now.
I'm not going to say, Trump's going to win.
No, but this is a huge win so far for the
But
path.
we shouldn't even be worrying about this. We should have known Trump won on November 3rd.
Yeah, it was a landslide.
Not November 4th, not November 5th, November 3rd.
Why? We had record voting numbers, and a lot of it was mail-in voting. That's not how it works. The Constitution doesn't say you have to know the results on election night. That's a fairly recent thing in American history.
That night, we should have known. That's all to it. But the Democrats want to pull in the mail-in ballots, all this other...
Yeah, counting votes is typically part of how an election works.
Other stuff, and just cheat and have it go further and further so they could cheat and cheat and cheat.
Counting votes is cheating! Brilliant.
That's all it was.
Yeah, sad thing.
It is sad, but I'm hoping January 6th we pull it off and good things come from it to give us some hope and actually have a real president who actually won the election. That's all we want at the end of the day.
We will. His name is Joe Biden. And I'm not going to be a big fan of Joe Biden. But, you know, he's not Trump, so that's good.
Biden won fair and square. Biden won the presidency. Trump won fair and square. Trump won the presidency.
It's that simple.
That simple. We don't want cheating in our elections.
Again, there wasn't. Biden won.
Because what happens when you rig an election? Communism comes.
Every single time.
What?
Every single communist regime always starts with some kind of
rig election. It's right there.
That's definitely not true.
Literally, you can look at any other country.
That's right, capitalistic propaganda.
I'm hoping people are standing up. That's why I'm happy.
There's a strong path to move forward.
People are finally standing up. The senators finally backing Trump.
And do not get intimidated by these Democrats doxing and these attacks.
Like Vladimir Putin. Those elections always result in communism, which is why Russia's a communist dictatorship. And not full of crony capitalism. Whatever.
Stay strong.
Nope. January 6th better work out. But if you enjoy this video, don't forget to
subscribe, like, comment, and have a blessed day.
Oh god, the talking in tandem is so annoying.
We are the young...
Ugh. Sidney Powell releases 270-page bombshell. Oh my god. They're still talking about Sidney Powell like she's relevant. I hate it. I hate it so much. Tucker White with 20 bits says, Hannah's gone. We can stop pretending to be leftists. Nintendo with, thank you for gifting a sub. Tucker White 94, 20 bits. I jokingly ask who won the election, but I've already used that dead joke in this stream. Andrew Batella with 20 bits. The Trumpists are not a groupthink at all, right? And Lid with 20 bits, not sure if mentioned here yet, but the House just voted and approved increasing the stimulus from 600 to 2,000. Yeah, the House did. I don't think the Senate will, but we'll see. Sammy's 87 with 20 bits. I feel insane hearing these people talk. How do they not hear how stupid they sound? I don't know, they're kind of young. Steve with a Q with 50 bits. Don't really like what these boys are saying, but the rum slogan behind them is resonating right now. Nicees with 100 bits. They'd rather have the end of American democracy than see Daddy Trump lose. It's sad. Insurgent Sloth, thanks for following. Tucker White 94, 20 bits. I'm pretty sure the 4 years worth of months of civil war, World War II, the aftermath of 9/11, and the entirety of this never-ending pandemic are probably more of the dramatic months in American history than election theft dumbassery. Your son, thank you for following. Pulp Free Fiction of 20 bits. Why do these guys think that they have something valuable to say? All they've done is regurgitating right-wing Facebook memes and One America News headlines with no further analysis. I could have a speak and spell read me my crazy uncle's Facebook posts and it would have been as insightful as these do. I agree. Blackwing River with 20 bits. Am I wrong to find the speaking at the same time fashy, politically creepy? It's definitely just creepy. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. Oh god, Styx is next. Time for a beer run. Hey, he's got a new outfit in circulation. That's good. Rudimentary P991. Thank you for following. So yeah, Styx has some new clothes. That's nice. He's not wearing the red robe, but he's not wearing that jacket. It looks like it's just a long sleeve black shirt. Not bad. So Styx has a new video. A Patriot Party is a good idea. We've seen previous Styx videos where he kind of goes out and says, hey, should we split from the Republican Party? And I love it. I love it so much. Please, Styx, take you and all your fashy buddies and go start a different party. You can have a lion be the animal that it's associated with instead of like a donkey or an elephant. You go do that. I'm sure that'll work out very well for the right in this country.
All right, everyone. The uprising against neocon, neolib politics continues, and
the uprising. We're shitposting on Parler, okay? That's a revolution.
Forefront of that is the concept of a Patriot Party, an America First-ism that congeals into an actual mainline political movement as opposed to being just a proportion of the current political landscape. And I've come to the conclusion that it's probably the best thing for the United States. It's probably for the best that the GOP in its current form dies, is replaced then by, a movement that actually embraces the values the GOP has pretended to fight for the last 50 years.
Party split. Party split.
It pretended to fight for the working and middle class, average workers, business, the ability of capitalism, conservatism in some cases in the moral sense. I digress from particularly liking that. Free speech, constitutional, strict constructionism, free trade, things of that nature, but also fair trade in the sense of not getting abused by other countries, and largely was less interventionist initially.
You can't really have free trade while also advocating for policies that would be protectionist, which is basically what he just said. He basically just said, I want to be both protectionist and have free trade. Those are antithetical. Like, if you put tariffs on incoming goods, that's the opposite of free trade. Free trade is free trade. You can't be both. They're opposites of each other. What?
The GOP that did embrace those values, like the era of Eisenhower or something, has been pissed away in favor of corporate cronyism. Now, corporate cronyism, a lot of people conflate that with capitalism and say, well, we're in end-stage capitalism, it's oligarchy. No, it's not end-stage capitalism. The vertical monopolies creating that system inevitably require a strong state to exist.
Okay. So these are end results of capitalism, and you're saying we need strong regulations to keep that in check. It's not a very right-leaning position of you, Styx. Don't you also claim to be pretty libertarian? Seems like the free market should have sorted this out by now if it was gonna.
In the absence of a strong state, they cannot form. When we see Silicon Valley, which is, basically worse than the Gilded Age could ever be, and it's only one proportion of the economy that we're talking about, just human communication in the technological sense, those monopolies are insured by the government that is being paid off by the monopolies.
Oh, he's saying that strong government is the reason we have monopolistic companies and uncompetitive business practices. No. You need regulations, you need strong ones, you need to break up large companies. That's not right-wing, though. Advocate for left-wing policies and stop being a fascist then if that's your end goal.
One hand washes the other. The situation gets worse and worse, and they form trusts. They're already illegal. They're facing antitrust legislation for a reason. A patriot party that represents the average person does not delve into deep id poll, except for American identitarianism and in the sense of the civic structure, I think is a good idea. And I realize that it's absorbed a lot of ethno-nat tendencies. It's also absorbed some libertarian tendencies, though. It's also absorbed some libertarian tendencies, though. I realize that it's and in the sense of the civic structure, I think is a good idea. And I realize that it's absorbed a lot of ethno-nat tendencies.
It absorbed a little bit of ethno-nationalist tendencies, but whatever. No. If something absorbed ethno-nationalistic tendencies, then you burn that shit to the ground. What? That's not a little thing that you're just like, we got some tendencies from, Nazis, but whatever. We'll deal with that. Seems like that's the headline, but okay.
Also absorbs some libertarian tendencies, though. I'm failing to see...
Libertarianism and ethno-nationalism are directly competing. You cannot say, I'm libertarian, but also, if you're a certain skin color, get the fuck out of my state. That's not how it works. That's not libertarian.
See how that, imperfect as though it is, because no perfect political system other than me being the dictator of the world, and by the way, everyone agrees with that in secret, but, they don't like to talk about how they wish that they could rule the world, but everyone basically thinks that they should.
No, that's a terrible, terrible idea. Like, I think I'm right on the things I believe, because everyone thinks they're correct, otherwise they wouldn't believe the things they believe. But I also recognize that as an individual person, my beliefs and my understanding of the world are not the end-all be-all, which is why you don't have dictators. Even a very smart person out there somewhere, which I am not, would not make a good dictator. Dictatorships are never good for anyone, including the dictators. So no. No. Just because you're projecting your want to be a dictator onto other people does not make it so, Styx.
Some people would do a better job than others. I think most of the politicians would do the worst job. When I compare that to what neoliberalism has given us, not just in the US, but anywhere in the world, it's a clear-cut difference. It's night and day. Neoliberalism has given us proxy wars and pissed away all of our capital, ruined our currency.
Oh, God. None of this is the fault of conservatism or neocons, by the way. It's all neoliberalism. And I'm not a fan of neoliberalism either. But to place all of America's problems squarely at the feet of neolibs and not at all on conservative policies that sprung out of, like, the Reagan era? No, not an accurate appraisal of the situation.
It fails at diplomacy repeatedly. Alienates ally and hostile state alike, and then causes all sorts of struggles and pogroms. Is censorious, has lost basically all regard for the Constitution, has basically lost all regard for the very concept of Americanism. It wants to fundamentally transform away from the United States government is meant to represent the people, government of the people, by the people, for the people. essentially they want to score that out of existence in favor of our government is just one of many. They form basically an oligarchic globalistic council, and they work with corporations directly, and everyone else basically you're expected to just follow whatever they fucking say. The problem is that in such a globalized structure, the U.S., if it sees itself as just a co-equal state of states, instead of exceptional, instead of worthy of its own total sovereignty, if it takes like a UK pre-Brexit approach, because it is only one nation with one vote at the table, it can't possibly hope to maintain the traditional constitutional structure that made all of the wealth that we have.
Why? That's a stupid thing to think. You can be one nation in a plurality of nations in the world and have some sort of, like, regional or someday future government, something like UN, but maybe, you know, the UN with actual power, whereas the UN now basically has absolutely no power outside of just, you know, bringing people to the table to discuss things in non-binding ways. It has nothing to do with whether or not your nation in and of itself is still sovereign, right? Any more than, like, I live in Michigan in the United States. Michigan is a sovereign state, but it also exists in a federation of other states, the federal government, right? You can have sovereignty for your own state while also abiding by rules agreed upon by other people that are, or other entities, rather, governments, whatever, that are in some sort of confederation altogether, right? Whatever name you want to give to some, like, united group of governments that work together towards goals, like the EU or whatever, right? The EU is a thing, but that doesn't mean Germany isn't sovereign. It's just a party to other agreements with other states.
The United States became exceptional in terms of becoming the world superpower, the trade power, the economic power, the main diplomatic muscle of the West. All of that happened because of liberty.
Sticks, there was this little thing, okay? It was called World War II. So, the industrialized nations of the world in Europe, where World War II mostly happened, I understand there was stuff between Japan and China and stuff happening in Asia too. That's not what I'm talking about right now, because when we're talking about the dominance and how the United States came to power as one of the world's superpowers during the Cold War era, and then the world superpower in a post-Cold War world, you gotta talk about sort of the West as an entity, whatever the fuck that means, okay? We're talking about industrialized developed countries, which China and stuff wouldn't become until later. Anyway, so, post-World War II, developed industrialized nations all across Europe were screwed. Their infrastructure had been bombed like crazy. They had lost a ton of manpower in terms of, like, potential workers and people who, you know, function society, the actual workers, because they'd lost them in the war. So their economies, their infrastructure were just effed for, like, generations, okay? Meanwhile, you have the United States across the ocean, an industrialized nation that didn't get into the war until quite a bit later, with ample workers to spare, right? This led to great prosperity for the United States over the coming decades, as the rest of the world ended up depending on the United States for tons of its manufactured goods and designing new things, all sorts of stuff. This sort of brought the United States, and on top of that we had pretty strong unions at the time and pretty pro-labor policies, and this helped the United States flourish and become again a dominant superpower in the world, alongside the Soviet Union until like 89 when the Soviet Union collapsed. Then we start to get sort of in the 1980s Reagan policies that start undoing a lot of these strong labor protections, unionization. We end up outsourcing labor and stuff because capitalists want to find cheaper labor elsewhere in the world. The rest of the world also started to rebuild their infrastructure and kind of come back to a place where manufacturing could exist elsewhere at a cheaper rate. And we wind up with the world we live in today, right? Saying that the United States became a world superpower because liberty, it's a nice Hallmark card, but you get a 0 on your history report. That's not how shit works! Liberty! No, it's not. No, it's not. There's a variety of socioeconomic, historical factors that went into America's dominance coming into the 21st century. And saying liberty just makes me think you're an idiot.
All of that happened because for the first 200 years almost of our existence, by and large, you could unbridle people's own creative talent. They were not burdened by massive taxes and huge regulations and a bunch of moralism and social...
Taxes were really high in, like, the 1950s and 60s. That stuff started coming down in the 80s because of people like... because of people like Ronald Reagan and the idea of trickle-down economics. Before then, people realized, oh, once you're wealthy or once companies are wealthy, they should be able to pay their fair share of taxes so we can, you know, make sure we have social programs and can build the highway system and all sorts of stuff. And then Reagan comes along and they're like, oh, government is not the solution to our problems. Government is the problem. And all of a sudden, tax rates plummet, both corporate and personal, and the United States starts to go to absolute shit in terms of infrastructure, in terms of education. You cannot just lie and say tax rates were low when the United States began growing at its highest rate in its history. That is an abject lie. What are you doing, Sticks?
Sense, yes, but by and large it was a free society. So the inventor that's born in the French Empire might have to get leave from the king and the local lord and a bunch of bureaucrats to have a little laboratory to advance medicine and develop, you know, chemotherapy or something. The U.S. scientists didn't have that problem. A private investor might say, well, that seems like an eccentric but cool idea. Yeah, here's $100, because that would have been a lot, you know, back in the day. And then potentially medicine is vastly improved. The United States, by and large, unbridled things. And another part of it, and this is another thing that we have to understand, the United States is not the same as it was Homestead Act era. Back then, the other part that allowed it to grow massively, become much more powerful, is that you were able to use new technology, architecture, engineering, and everything to design most of the country because only a small proportion of it was really settled. And that's not the way that it is in the old world. It just isn't. Africa is gaining massive economic potential for the same reason, because most of its boom, most of its development has occurred in the last 50, 60 years. Things are improving. It comes with some growing pains, like, oh, higher population density but no significant native medical infrastructure spawns pandemics. It could be a problem. This happened in the United States too. People don't even fucking realize it. There was a time before 50s era sanitation. Things were a little bit dicey for the average person in the U.S. You remember polio? Good thing that that's basically been wiped out in the world. But a
Thanks, vaccines.
Patriot Party that represents workers' rights, not in the socialistic sense, but in the sense of, hey, the workers benefit if government gets out of their fucking way most of the time. Doesn't throw Americans under the bus to pay other countries just to tolerate us, but instead focuses on having diplomacy that stabilizes our allies and keeps them from needing a bunch of handouts. A national motto of our supremacy, insofar as the United States goes. The way that you practice that, the way that you have a true patriotic, strong civic society, is you look at yourself as superior, but you don't entangle yourself with others whenever possible.
Why do you need to look at yourself as superior to run a country? Why can't you just accept, like, hey, we're a country, we like the way we do things, or there are certain things that we need to work on, here are the things that we need to work on as a country, but we're also one nation, a plurality of nations. There are hundreds of countries in the world. We are not the only one. We're not even the most populated one or anything. Why do we all of a sudden get to think we get to make decisions for other people?
So you think, well, we have the greatest military, but use it sparingly. We have the greatest economy. Fair trade, free trade in the general sense. Don't take abuse from other countries. Smack them down if they try, and you can do that economically. You don't need to invade them. By and large, in every other conceptualization, free trade. That's expecting more of your government. Right now, most of the government is sleazeballs, and there's a bunch of lawyers and hack business people that repeatedly lie to people.
People shit on lawyers a lot, and I understand why. There are a lot of people in the profession who are scummy, and people hate prosecutors For good reasons a lot of the time, but shitting on all lawyers is pretty stupid considering, again, there are tons of really great defense attorneys, people who go and they become public defenders, or they do pro bono work for people who can't afford it. Like, lawyers are a necessary part of society when you have so many laws, right? The law is complicated, just like the human body is complicated, and just because there might be some scummy doctors out there doesn't mean you don't need doctors, right? Same thing with lawyers, right? You need lawyers. You just do.
They do all sorts of crazy shit, and as a society, we've become pathetic. We've become, we don't care anymore. A lot of people have either become demoralized or apolitical to the point where they don't even care if there's corruption. And not just a little corruption. It's not like, well, this dude got caught embezzling $1,000. Okay, well, you know, slap, you make him pay restitution or something. No, we're talking people are embezzling fucking millions of dollars. They're starting wars on credit. They're doing crazy things that are ruining the underpinnings.
Like George W. Bush? A Republican? Like George H.W. Bush? A Republican?
Of not just the U.S., but Western civilization, and part of this is a struggle for something more than the United States. Because the United States is more than just a country. The United States...
Like Obama? Bombing the shit out of people? Neolib? Like Trump? Bombing the shit out of people? Republican?
States is also an encapsulation of an idea that has spawned, in many ways, modern Western civilization, strengthened it, and held the bulwark against authoritarian communism and all sorts of other terrible ideologies from the old world. It's managed to hold that together as the hegemon for the last century. We're getting in hard times where we may no longer be able to guarantee that. Where we might have an international struggle to see, is the world going to go into a global community in which countries govern themselves, they look after their own people, they free trade, that war is limited because people are trying to get along? Or are we going to have international globalism, and we're going to have a one world order situation where 99% of the world are serfs? Yeah, it's great to be a 1%er, and if you're a 10%er, you know, you can have a few toys. Other than that, you're fucked.
You're describing basically a dystopian capitalist cyberpunk future. Your beef is with capitalism sticks.
You become a serf. Half of you will be replaced by robots, probably. I think that the United States is worth fighting for. The demoralization and blackpilling shit really needs to end, and a lot of it's coming from shills anyway. Or bots. Some of it probably is Chinese bots at this point. Of course, and Russian. They would like the U.S. to collapse as hegemon so they'd have more power. And it's not like the Cold War technically ended, it's just the USSR ended. And I'm not even going to get into the Russia bullshit. Now, most of it, I'm sure, is not related to them. I think there are plenty of homegrown shills that really want to burn society to the ground. Guess what? They don't want to burn it to the ground because they want to build something better for you. They want to burn it to the ground so they can build something more productive, more lucrative for them. They want a bigger slice of the pie, and so they want to make other people miserable and lead them to their own demise. Just like wolves leading goddamn sheep. All these shit-ass little people with their black bloc and BLM signs and stuff, they're basically the same as espionage agents. They're just...
Not wanting people of color to be shot by the police is the same as being a foreign spy. Not sure how you got there, but okay.
Working for a different power. They're working solely for themselves instead of for a national collective on foreign shores. It's the only real difference. That's about all.
Does Styx just decide to bail out of the video seconds after he says the craziest shit? Is that how he decides when the video is over? Oh, I've escalated to a point where what I'm saying doesn't even make sense anymore. That's about all. Brilliant. That's the last video I had pulled up, but Jake and I are moving the unboxing to later in the month, so we can make more people know we're doing the unboxing. So, I don't know. Do you guys have any videos you want me to cover? I don't necessarily have to stop right now. I'm having a good time. I actually don't feel tired today. I'll get to bit messages in a second, by the way. I know I have some. Quasi Shuffle Kitty with 20 bits. You're supposed to be a right libertarian, Sticks. Why are you complaining about neoliberalism when that should be your shit? Enlid with 20 bits. Cue the 1985 song Everybody Wants to Rule the World. The Rational Dove, thank you for following. Surprise Erase, thank you for following. DM Trey with 20 bits. Hey Hannah, hope I'm not too late for Chuds. Bell's Thar with 25 bits. You say thanks to Jonas Salk Hannah. CA Corner with 20 bits. Because heads of major corporations are so prone to doing the right thing. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. The United States became a superpower because of liberty. Sticks, the US isn't even the freest country on earth. That would be Finland, where you can legally smoke weed in church while porking a prostitute. You can't even do two of those things in the US. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. Correction, that country is actually the Netherlands, but it also ranks as high as Finland. KR Goss with 100 bits says, I'm guessing he's never been to Africa. It's bad at the hospitals. You need to specifically ask them to wear gloves and use new needles as opposed to just sanitizing ones, because only rich citizens can afford to pay for gloves and new needles. Being in the slums in Kenya is rough. They are not growing pains. Enlid with 20 bits. This guy wants to talk about corruption but then supports Trump University, Deutsche Bank. Marcus Drake with 50 bits. My legal writing professor had one of his office door photos of people exploring the wreckage after Katrina with the caption, as a matter of fact, the world does need another lawyer. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. Every president since Ronald Reagan, blessed be his name, has been a war is good for business Ferengi. You have to go all the way to Jimmy Carter to find the last piece is good for business Ferengi. Sure. Tucker White 94 with 20 bits. Sticks, you're so close to figuring it out. Just take a few steps southwest on the political compass and you'll be there. Black Rabbit of Inley, thank you for resubscribing with a 4-month streak, says aloha beautiful people. And then the Shadow Witch with 20 bits. Eat my bits. Eat them. Night. Good night. Does No BS have any new videos I could cover? Let me take a look. I think I have No BS in here. Yeah. Nintendo attacks fans, cancels tournament. Charlize Theron ruins Die Hard. Jake Paul attacked by liberals. Joe Exotic, please. I don't know if there's anything I really care to watch from No BS. Woke Santa makes kids cry at mall. I assume it was like a non-white Santa or something. YouTube cancels No BS as his son was born. I don't know. Blackwing River with 20 bits. I have bits. I give them to Hannah. Thank you. New Razor Fist video. Oh, people are sending vids. I'll take a look. Hold on. What's this No BS video someone sent? Ugh. I don't want to do No BS, I don't think. Let's do some cleanses and then we'll call it a night. How about that? Been going over 4 hours now. Sausage case. This is a guy that turns different things into sausage. Here's a sausage casing sausage.
I don't even know why I'm trying so hard at this point to come up with all these different sausages. YouTube comment suggestions. I know I said that I would only do this when I was dead and buried in the cold hard ground, but you know what? Mrs. Sausage, when this is over, I want you to shoot me and bury me in the backyard. But Papa, I don't want to make it a sausage. I want to go to school like the other boys. You can and will make the sausage. This is an abomination. That is an incredible amount of shrinkage. All right, here we go. We're gonna go for the whole thing, the whole bite. It was like chewing on an ear. 0 out of 5.
Why? Ugh. Let's do... Ugh. We already did the cheese sausage. How about peanut butter and jelly sausage?
And welcome back, I guess. And what a reaction we had to that last video. Everyone was so angry. We're gonna go to one that's not so crazy. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And in all of her wisdom, while everyone else was hoarding toilet paper, Mrs. Sausage was hoarding bread. We have a freezer just full of just frozen bread that we're never gonna use. I decided to go to Twitter. Well, you know what should we sausage then? That's the last time. That's the last time we asked Twitter for anything. Oh, this could be like for a commercial. The way this spreads. Poop sausage. You know, I get yelled at for putting the wrapper in on the Subway, but poop sausage is the #1 suggestion on Twitter. We gotta do it on the diagonal. That's the fancy way. That's fancy peanut butter and jelly right there. This one we can cut right in half. It's good to have a little variety on the show.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, God. Why? Why has he done this? I can't believe you've done this.
Frozen bread man, freeze me some bread. Clear out this grinder with this frozen bread. Only be one Highlander. This is definitely gonna be one sticky sausage. And always remember to preload. If you like frozen bread and getting caught in the rain, if you like making frozen bread at midnight, it's gonna be the thick boy versus the long skinny guy. All right, in 3, 2, 1, let's sausage. The thick boy's gone. We lost the thick boy. I think we're gonna have to try a different heating method for this guy. Got our air fryer here. Oh, that didn't work either. All right, I think half of it's still good though, and that's all we need on this show. This one's on the list for one of the weirder sausages. All right,
it's so
Let's
bad.
give it a shot. It's okay. We need to find a way to get this skin to crisp up to really make it good. Tastes like a pretty solid peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm gonna give this one a 2 out of 5.
Okay, that's better than I thought it would be. Let's do one more of these and then maybe something else, and then we'll call it a night. Oh, God, they're so gross. I want to see chicken McNugget sausage.
Hey there, folks, and welcome back to a normal episode of the Sausage Show. And those of you who
we watched PragerU earlier.
MRE fans of the show, you may be saying, "Hey, this is yet another episode that isn't the MRE episode." So some news about that: the post office, they went ahead and they lost that package, but these are difficult time, so we're not going to hold it against them. The guy who sent me the MRE, he didn't want any public recognition. All he wanted in return was raise awareness for autism charities. He didn't mention a specific one, but if you know of an autism charity that you would like to donate to, please do so. If you have a MRE that you think would be good to sausage on the show, I'm on Twitter. You know, how about you send, a message?
If you're holding what?
You tell me what kind
If you're holding
of
what?
MRE you got, and, I'll send you, I'll tell you if I want that one. And, I decided that we're just gonna do both sauces. We'll do one barbecue and one honey mustard, just to make sure we're giving it a fair shot here. And for those of you with the sweet and sour sauce request, you guys are like the foot fetish of the chicken nugget sauce community. And since we are doing two different sausages today, I figured we'd do prepared two different styles. One with our tried and true method here, and the other one with the KitchenAid attachment sausage attachment. So we'll see which is the better method to sausage with. It's the chicken McNugget sausage. We'll try a different saucing method with this one.
Oh, God!
I gotta say, this looks like sausage, breakfast sausage meat. You know, this only made a handful of sausage in it, so I think we could just do this with one hand. It made one sausage, and I think I have high hopes for this one. And I just realized that this shape, is probably more conducive to a better blow. So let's give it a try here.
I like honey mustard on nuggets, but that is disgusting.
Pretty much the same thing with this one. It just a little bit lighter color, but the texture's the same. So now we're gonna put it in the bigger sausage stuffer. Count your money when you're sitting at the table. We're gonna go for distance on this one. You can clearly see, which system produced a bigger sausage. Clearly the KitchenAid one. So if you're gonna do small batches of sausages, I recommend doing with a KitchenAid attachment, because there's just so much waste in the tube. I guess we'll go ahead and you see which one tastes better.
I imagine it'll taste like a chicken nugget. This will probably be one of the better ones, honestly. At least it's actual meat, unlike most of his videos that aren't even meat. Yeah, air quote meat. It's meat slurry. You know what I mean.
Seconds, it was looking just good. Same thing with this one. Well, we came so close. We came so close, and we just stumbled at the finish line. And I didn't even buy sausage buns again. I mean, look at this. Mrs. Sausage even went out and bought these nice props for the show, display the final product, and then we do this. All right, let's start with the barbecue. The barbecue isn't bad. It tastes like pulled pork. Not the greatest pulled pork in the world, but it still tastes like pulled pork. The breading it's not good. It didn't blend well. All right, and now we'll move on to the honey mustard. All right, well this is actually a very easy decision. The honey mustard is the clear winner. I don't know how much money you pay for it, but It's a pretty decent sausage. I'm gonna go ahead and give the honey mustard.
Can I still eat nuggets after working at McDonald's? Yeah, but a decade ago I worked at McDonald's. Yeah, I still eat McDonald's. I know it's gross, but you know, it is what it is.
3 out of 5, and we'll say we'll give the barbecue a 2 out of 5. So a combined score of 2.5 out of 5 sausages.
Here's this guy's channel if you want to check it out. It's funny and interesting. I don't know. Who am I gonna raid?
Come on.
This person's doing a charity stream, I think, for sickle cell.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back, was honking at me. Not...
Or it's someone else's
Exactly.
that they're hosting? I'm not sure.
How dare you honk at me? Wait, you were subscriberino before you were following? That's amazing.
Go give Corin a follow right now.
Thanks everyone for coming to the stream, by the way. I appreciate it. Yeah, oh, Corn B's maybe doing the... Or is it just a replay of the charity stream? Seems like it. If it's just a replay, I'm gonna probably raid someone else. Nicotine is on. Who's Nicotine? Nick. Teen. Let's take a look.
It's class 1, so that could be worth it.
What does Nicotine do?
That could be worth it.
Trans tabletop RPG person? Sure.
What kind of mod do you want for the scanner? And which scanner? No, I want my sensors modded. Because,
Alright, thanks everyone for coming to the stream. It was fun. I hope to see you guys tomorrow for Tinfoil Tuesday. It'll be our first Tinfoil Tuesday with the brand new Tinfoil Tuesday attire that Baja got me for Christmas. So, yeah, it'll be a good one. Come show up and we'll have some fun. We maybe have a new Nathan Thompson video, even though he got his YouTube channel removed. So, check it out. What was the verdict on the PO unboxing? We'll be doing it on the 31st before we do our Friendsmas thing. So, stay tuned for that on the 31st. Yes, I will hug Baja. Yeah. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Let me do the raid. Raid. Have a good night, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Good night.